Wow, you made it to this YouTube video. You were either directed here from our main feed, you are subscribed, you were one of our 5 subscribers on YouTube, or this ended up in your algo for some reason, in which case I'm sorry. We don't have a new episode for you this week, so we are unlocking 2 video episodes from our Patreon, which are things that you can get every week, along with our 5-year backlog if you join us at patreon.com/lateandnight. Video episodes and ad-free for as low as $2 a month. Come support the show so that we can continue to do the show. Anyway, we've got Adam Becker, Wolves of Glendale. Great guests all, so please enjoy looking at our faces while we have stupid conversations. Patreon.com/lateandnight. Go to it now! Here's the episodes.
So, Adam, you were saying you don't know how old anybody on this call except yourself.
I mean, sometimes I don't even know how old I am. And also I'm trash at guessing how old people are. And apparently people are trash at guessing how old I am. And yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hear your best guess. Let's start with me, since I think you can make a pretty educated guess.
I can make an educated guess about you. That's true. Let's see, Brian. I am guessing that you.
I will, by the way, not be offended by any number you throw out here. So don't pull.
I mean, punches. Now I just want to make a fake guess to offend you.
83.
My guess is that you are 47.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Should we reveal, or do you want to guess?
Since you gave me information beforehand relating your ages, I think I need to guess both of you.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Okay, yes, great.
Yeah. I mean, and you did also give me some information that I could use to guess about Leighton.
Old enough to drink, but not old enough to drive. Weird.
Nice. So let's say 27, 26.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so I will say you nailed one of them, and you're slightly off on the other. So now we're going to refine this.
Oh shit!
Which one? We're going to Monty Hall this. Which one do you, actually? It's the opposite because you haven't switched, but whatever. Yeah. Which one do you think you got right? Me or Leighton?
I think I got Leighton
one
right.
You nailed. You got Leighton right. That's correct. Yeah. I am as of 2 weeks ago 50 years old.
Oh wow! Congratulations! Happy birthday!
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. And you. Let's see. So you are. So we met. When you were a grad student at Michigan, and I was a postdoc. We're going to introduce ourselves right away here. Everybody, this is Late Night with Brian Wecht. My name is Brian Wecht, and here we have Leighton Gray.
That's me, and mystery guest. Would you care to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Adam Becker.
Yes, and Adam, tell us something about yourself. Where might people know you from?
I am the author of 2 books, one of which just came out, I guess, right around your birthday, Brian.
That's right.
2 weeks ago.
That week, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Called More Everything Forever, which is about the shitty futures that tech billionaires are trying to shove down our throats and why they don't work. So it's not timely at all. And I'm definitely super thrilled with the way that everything's going in the world right now. Yeah.
Who isn't?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And also you are a not just a book author, but a frequent contributor to many, many publications that have been for quite a long time now. Yeah, no,
I'm a journalist, freelance journalist. So I've written for Scientific American, the New York Times, Fortune, The Guardian, the BBC, New Scientist, you name it.
A lot of them.
And would you share what your degree and master's?
So I have a PhD in physics.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. 2-1, baby.
Yeah.
I'm outnumbered as the art school dropout.
That sounds like significantly more fun.
I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grass is always greener.
Yeah, so Adam and I met. I was a postdoc at University of Michigan in their theoretical physics group from, let's see, it was 2010 to 2011. And you were, I forget what year, but you were a grad student there
Yep.
At the time. And what year would that have been? When did you graduate from Michigan?
I finished in 2012, so it was pretty close to the end for me.
2012. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to guess that you are 42. No?
No.
Higher?
No.
I was going to,
Younger.
okay, can I say my guess? Jesus.
Oh, gee, calm. Leighton, I'm going to need you to dial it the fuck back right now.
Are you calling the woman on the call hysterical? Is that what you're doing?
Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine.
Well, I'm right. I am hysterical. Okay. My guess was going to be 38.
Okay.
And?
I'm right in the middle.
What? 40.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That, you know what? Yes. Okay. 20. That makes sense. Yes. I was just subtracting 8 years from me. That's how I got 42 from 50 for those of you math heads out there. But I waited a year to go to grad school, and I imagine you're smarter than I am, and so did it faster. So I should have given you a little speedier time on the PhD there.
I'm also just young for for where I was in school at what time. Like not crazy young. I didn't like skip a year or anything. I was just, slightly. Yeah.
Yes, and I was slightly old for where I was in grad school. I took a year off after college to teach high school math, and then went to grad school after that. Took 6 years in grad school, and by the time we met, I was in year 7 of postdocing. I've done 2 postdocs already.
Yeah, I mean, I took 6 years for my PhD. I think that's pretty normal.
Okay, yeah, same. I think in the kind of stuff we did, and well, I should say we, but I'll let you explain what you did on your own. For the kind of stuff I did, I think there were some maniacs who did it in there were some ultra maniacs who did it in 3 years. Yeah, but standard was 5 or 6.
Yeah,
for most people.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And your specific specialty was
cosmology. So I was looking at what we could learn about the very early universe by looking at the way stuff in the universe is arranged right now, and trying to figure out various properties of physics at work in the very, very early universe.
Yeah, which is very related, and there's a lot of overlap between that and the kind of stuff I did, theoretical particle physics, and you find people who are interested in both, and there's a lot of back and forth between the two. Even though I wonder if you agree with this, there are definitely different ways of thinking as a cosmologist than there are as a particle physicist to some extent. It's not like you can't talk the same language, but I remember talking to cosmologists being like, oh yeah, that's not the same way I conceive of physics. It's not I can't understand it, but it's a different set of kind of heuristics.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty different when you've got, particle physics, you have experiment that you can look at. You have big particle colliders and stuff like the one out in Switzerland, CERN. And so you can look at the results of those experiments and perform experiments. Experimental cosmology is not really a thing. Nobody's building universes and then testing them. We've just got the one, and so that changes things.
Yeah, no, true. Although for the kind of stuff I did, I was so theoretical. I was kind of string related and supersymmetry and that stuff that. What I was doing, you're right, in particle physics, there was plenty of experiments. For the kind of stuff I was doing, it really didn't matter. I wrote maybe 2 papers, which might have some bearing on, models. But now, given what we suspect is the case about supersymmetry, which is we're not finding it anytime soon, if ever, that seems pretty unlikely. So,
yeah.
So anyway, we knew each other from Michigan and just kind of stayed in touch. Over the years, and we have a lot of mutual friends in the science and science writing community. And I was, and I've told you this, and I've told many people this. Your first book was so great. So Adam's first book is called "What Is Real," and you're the expert, so I'll let you explain it more.
Sure. Yeah. I was also, before I jump into that, going to say, like, among other ways that we've stayed in touch is you referred me to an incredibly nerdy online trivia league that has become an enormous source of fun and competition and like just really, really nerdy shit.
Yes. So this is Learned League, our invite-only online trivia site.
Competition.
Competition. And you reached out. I mean, this is a long time ago now. This is probably 7-ish years ago.
Something
and
like
I think
that.
you said, hey, I don't know if you said, oh, I saw you do Learned League, or do you know anyone in Learned League or whatever? And I was like, dude, please come join. And the thing about Learned League is that here are the rules for people who don't know what this is. It's actually, there's a lot of people that do it now. It's in the tens of thousands.
It is. I can just tell by looking at Leighton that this is something that you've talked about at great length.
It's something I've talked about, yes.
And also that he, on minisodes, he'll share ones that are a little bit more in my wheelhouse with me, and even ones that are
one days,
well, even ones that in my wheelhouse are a little beyond me.
Well, I actually, I've been tempted, Leighton. They just finished a mini league on horror, which
okay, I could probably
which I think you would do.
Maybe.
I did pretty well at it, and if I did pretty well, you would do very well. But so the rules for some people here online trivia league, they'll be like, who the fuck cares? It's a very strict honor system. So the rule is you can't look anything up. It is just purely thinking about it. And generally speaking, so when you invite someone in, you tell them, like, it's honor system. If you get caught not doing the honor system, which I don't know how they do, but they have, you get kicked out, like, no exception. So only do it if you're really going to, abide by the rules. And I know Adam to be a person of character, so I was like, of course, come on in. And what's nice is that when you refer people, you get kind of put in the same vertical. And so we play each other pretty regular. This is how we've stayed in touch the most over the last 7 years. Is we'll text each other once every 3 months or so and be like, hey, I'm in. Here are my answers. There's a whole wrinkle here, which I'm not going to get into about. It's not just the number you get right, but blah, blah, blah. But we'll compare answers. And what's nice, Adam, about our matches is we kind of go back and forth. I think we're pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
And what's nice about playing a friend is I know if there's like a science question, especially a physics question, which has happened in our matches. Like, okay, well, we both know we're going to get this. There was some I can't even remember. There was some very basic physics question in one of our matches. And it's like, all right, everyone knows we're going to get that.
Yeah.
But what's also fun about us is that we don't know each other that well. So I have no idea what your pop culture wheelhouse is.
Yeah.
Right. So it's this fun thing where it's like, we've known each other a long time, but I don't know every nook and cranny. And even when I play people I've known for 30 years, like some of my closest friends do this and we play each other with the same frequency. I'm like, wait, do they know Thundercats? I don't know, like that kind of thing. And it is real. What I find it to be even more than just an exercise in trivia, which it is, and it's pretty hard, generally speaking. It also becomes an exercise in psychology and how well do I know someone that I've known for a really long time or short or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very fun.
Yeah, it is. And also it's also an exercise in how hard is this question really?
Yes.
I find it easy. Is it actually easy or is it harder? I have no idea what the answer to this is. I don't even know what the question's asking about. Is that because I'm a fucking idiot or is that because it's a really hard question?
Okay. Yeah. So the wrinkle, which I guess we should say is that, how many you get to assign points to your opponent based on how hard you think the question is going to be.
Yeah.
For them.
Okay.
And then whoever
if
gets
they
the
get
most
it right,
points,
that's right. And if they get it right, they get the points. If they don't get it right, they don't get the points. So if I'm playing Adam and I see there's a physics question, that's 0 points. I'm sure he's going to get it right. I don't want him to get any credit. If I see there's a K-pop question, well, maybe I think he doesn't know that much about that. I'm going to give that the most number of points, 3 points.
Yeah.
But maybe, and this is where the game comes in, and it's like, is it just a thing you don't know, and everybody else knows it? Is it generational? Is it, you have like your particular thing that you happen to be an expert on that I have no idea because it was always on in the background when you were hanging out at the cafeteria or whatever. Like, it's this massive thing. And all the time, and I think this happens with anyone who has our collective temperament, a thing where you're like, this is so fucking easy. Who doesn't know this? And you can see that 3% of people get it right. Yeah. And you're like, what? Oh, that's right. No, I watched Repo Man 20 times last week, so I probably know the answer to this better than anyone else. Yeah.
It reminds me of a thing that's always frustrated me about the newer iterations of You Don't Know Jack, where the earlier versions are so punishingly hard, and that's why it's fun. And then the newer ones are just total breeze, easy peasy, which I don't like.
No, I agree with you. I find in general, and I suspect you're both the same way. General, like anytime you do a trivia thing, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because the questions are poorly written. There's a lack of research and fact checking, which drives me absolutely insane. And this is not to say Learned League is perfect, but it's very, very good.
Yes.
And when I play like general knowledge, like trivia games, I can't play these with my family anymore because Rachel is like, you need to back off. This is for fun.
Yeah, like I was in Portland for work one time, and I went to a bar that was doing like Simpsons seasons 1 through 8 trivia, and it was like, oh, this isn't even fair.
Yeah. Well,
it's the obsessive rewatching from a just young under 10 age until now. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lack of, and this is very relevant to writing a book or an article, the lack of fact checking and responsibility for the shit you're writing down. And especially like you're in a pub trivia or whatever, and you're asking people questions and they get them wrong, but it's because you didn't the writer didn't figure out what the right answer was, or didn't bother to do some basic sanity checks.
Yeah, like where your answer is technically correct and is being counted wrong because they did a bad job, and then you have to be the asshole who's like, actually, I should get the point because I'm right. Like, oh god.
Yeah.
Yep, I've been that asshole.
We all have.
We all have.
You have to be, because we have standards.
Yes.
And truth matters.
Yes.
Facts matter.
Exactly.
And even if it's just, if we let, this poorly written Simpsons question at pub trivia down the road that 10 people came to, if we let that slide, that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's the image of the progressively bigger dominoes, and the tiny one is Simpsons trivia worded poorly, and the last one is heat death of the universe accelerated.
Yeah, and then there's Doge in the middle, right? Like,
oh, God.
Yeah.
So,
well, I feel like talking about a lack of standards and lack of research is probably a good segue into talking about your new book, which I will. Which, sorry, not in regards to what you've written, but the topic and content in regard to the subjects of your book, where what you have written and researched is so thorough and such a breath of fresh air, which I'll reiterate what I said before recording, that I've only gotten 50% of the way through. So for the latter half of it, I will rely on you two to discuss. But here's my emotional experience of reading it.
Okay.
Getting very angry.
Yeah.
And then you pop in with your analysis and your debunking, and I'm like, fucking thank you. And then getting angry again, and then relief, angry, relief. And then you'll pop in with like great prose about space, and it's like, oh, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
And then back to angry. Anyway.
So do you want to maybe, Adam, as briefly as you want, and it doesn't have to be brief, can you tell us a little bit about what this, what your latest book is?
Sure. Yeah. So it's about the really bad ideas that are really common in like among the leaders of the tech industry.
Common and widely accepted.
Yes, common and widely accepted among the leaders of the tech industry and like people that they fund about the future. So, you know, the most of which are pulled from science fiction and usually like poorly understood or misunderstood science fiction. So like ideas like colonizing the universe or you know, an AI god that's going to, you know, make us all immortal and upload us into computers, or an AI demon that's going to kill us all. Or that's the dog, huh?
That's the dog.
Yeah.
That's the demon.
She's gotten like
from the future coming back to punish us.
Yes.
Baby's
Fantastic.
basilisk.
Yes. Awesome. So yeah, stuff like that. And like these ideas are just sort of taken as the inevitable future that like has to be true and it is not really questioned, right? You know, Elon Musk, to pick on everybody's favorite billionaire punching bag, rightly so, he says that, you know, we got to colonize Mars and become a spacefaring civilization to preserve the light of consciousness and save humanity. And that's a stupid idea, among other reasons, because Mars is awful and just a terrible, terrible place. And then you get like other billionaires like Jeff Bezos saying, "Oh yeah, Mars is awful. You know, that's a stupid idea. Why would Elon Musk want that? What we should do is we should build, you know, thousands of giant space stations and put 1 trillion people in them. That's what we should really do." Or then you get like, you know, other billionaires saying things like, "Oh, you know, AI is coming in the next 4 years, so nothing else really matters, and why should any of us care about fascism?" Like it's really, really widely accepted, these ideas in Silicon Valley, and there's no good evidence for them and lots of evidence against them. But because the ideas are so weird and silly, or in some cases because they're sort of part of our cultural ideas about the future, like the idea that the future is inevitably in space. But because of all of that, they don't get questioned very much. And there's also, I think, this idea that tech billionaires know what they're talking about when it comes to technology and science because they work in the tech industry. And that's just not true. They don't generally know very much about science. They often don't know very much about tech. Sometimes they don't even know very much about the part of like the kind of tech that their own companies make. Because they are not engineers generally, or if they were, they're not anymore. So yeah, they're just rich, and that does not qualify them as experts on anything. So,
and in fact, makes it worse. Like reading your book has come at a good time for me because I just read Careless People, and then also Mindfuck, which I really loved, about the Cambridge Analytica by Christopher Wiley. So big overlapping Venn diagrams here of like billionaires are the worst possible people to be entrusting this future to, as you very smartly outline in your book repeatedly. I did want to ask, this is my most shallow question about the book. You mentioned comparing the progression of human technology to this like wrong idea about it to the civilization tech tree.
Yes.
Oh,
are you?
I knew the moment I read that sentence, I was like, Leighton's going to bring this up. I fucking knew it.
Are you a civilization enjoyer?
Wait a second. So let me tell you a story about me and Civilization. So like I grew up playing not Civilization but stuff like SimCity, right? Which I feel like is sort of like SimCity 2000 is kind of like a gateway drug to Civilization, right? Yeah. And there was this one night in college where, for whatever reason, this happened like maybe 3 times the entire time I was in college. I didn't have any work to do. I didn't have any problem sets or papers to write or anything like that. And I didn't have any plans. And I was talking with my friend Ben and told him that. And he said, well, I'm busy, but here, if you're not busy, I think you'd like this video game. And he gave me Civilization. And it was like Civ 3 or something. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever the latest Civ game was at the time, like 20 plus years ago. And so I take it back to my room and put it in my computer. And the next morning, I see Ben at breakfast and I give him back the disc. And I said, I need you to never give this to me ever again because I have not slept since you saw me last. Mm-hmm. And you need to take this away from me. And I'm going to ask you for it. And you need to say no. And he said, okay. And that is the one time that I played Civilization.
Uh-huh. And that's how you've written 2 books.
Yes.
Because you have not been playing Civilization.
That's right.
Yeah, that's smart. My life would certainly be better if I uninstalled Civ 6 from all my devices and never touched it again. It's a problem. It's like hold on, let me check my Steam and see how bad this is. This certainly isn't as bad as...
Wait, hours? Are you looking at your hour log?
Yeah, I'm 3 hours away from 700 hours.
What? Fuck!
Yeah.
Fuck!
And only 27. Yeah. Percentage-wise, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot of your life.
Yeah, no, it is. And the sad thing is that's not my most played game in terms of hours.
Wait, is it Cyberpunk? Is that the most?
No, it is not. The most
Fallout?
is 1,200 for Dead by Daylight. And then
okay, that makes sense.
Second to that is Animal Crossing New Horizons for like 900 some hours. Cyberpunk is maybe 500, 600.
But
I have no
If you add
life.
these hours together, that's longer than you've been alive. This is my concern about these numbers.
I was playing it in the womb, man.
Mm-hmm, that's right. Yeah. Well, I have a similarly shallow question. I have to look this up.
No, I love this.
And then I actually have some substantive questions. Okay, at the bottom of page...
No, let's not do that.
224. Is this an intentional they might be giants reference to the sun as a mass of incandescent gas? You say the sun is a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium at a temperature of millions of degrees in its core. Is that intentional?
Brian, look into your soul.
Okay, it is. Yes, yeah. Obviously. Okay, great. Just making sure because I read that, I wrote it down right away. I was like, it's got to be, right?
Of course it is.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Just making sure.
No, you want to know... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you want to know how big a nerd I am? And now I have to get my own copy of the book.
Uh-huh.
This is how big of a nerd I am. If you flip through the book, you will find...
I'm very excited about it. I don't know where this is going, but I'm very excited about it.
Oh God, I'm really...
Is there a puzzle in here, Adam?
There's not a puzzle. I'm really... You're going to be disappointed, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Don't get too excited. But like one of my...
Now I'm more excited.
Okay, good. one of my like guiding philosophies in writing is that if you are not having a good time writing, then no one is going to have a good time reading it.
I love that. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. And so, of course, this is a problem for exactly the reason that Leighton pointed out, which is that, this is an incredibly infuriating subject. And yeah, there's some real joy to be derived from getting to carefully and meticulously tear these people into tiny little pieces and then rip them up and jump up and down on them. And like in a righteous and factually based way. But, that's only going to get you so far when you're spending like your entire waking life writing a book like this. And so you have to find ways to amuse yourself. And one of them is, putting in stuff from They Might Be Giants. And another one is hiding a Simpsons quote in the endnotes. And
I missed that.
Oh, yeah.
I will admit, I didn't read all the endnotes.
That's totally fine. There's like 50 pages of endnotes.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
No, the Simpsons quote, which is not what I grabbed the book to tell you about, because I mean, it's just one Simpsons quote. I know what it is in the main text of the book. Toward the end, I'm talking about how a lot of billionaires have this idea that, they must be the smartest people alive because they're the richest people who've ever lived. And so if somebody else is smarter than they are, like, why are they so poor? And so then there's a note for that. And if you look at that note, I have a reference to somebody talking about it. And then I say, see also Homer Simpson. If he's so smart, how come he's dead?
Okay, I did read that one.
Yeah.
Yes, a great quote.
Yes, it's one of my favorite Simpsons quotes. But no, the reason I grabbed the book, like, you want to know if that's an intentional They Might Be Giants reference. Of course it is. But there's also, I mean, as you sort of learn, if you read this book, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, like Star Trek mega nerd. And so one of the things I did to amuse myself, if you flip through the book, you might notice in various places, like, for example, you might notice on page 178, I talk about fields of gas light years wide collapsing to form new stars with strange new worlds coalescing around them.
Yep.
Right? And then a couple of pages later, you might notice that that I talk about new life and new civilizations. And if you go through the whole book, you will find the entire opening monologue to Star Trek: The Next Generation in the book in order. That's
awesome.
Amazing.
Fantastic. I love that. That's a great Easter egg. Have you brought this up before?
In a podcast? No, I don't think so. Yeah,
this seemed like first, folks.
Yes. This seemed like the right environment for it.
Absolutely. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I have a couple more slightly shallow questions.
No, this is great.
My first one is, have you read the novella Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect?
Yeah, I have.
What's your take on it?
Well, I have not. So can we explain what this is?
Leighton?
You get 5 words. Just real roughly.
Graphic.
Okay.
Bizarrely horny. Still good.
Great.
That doesn't explain what it is. But it's
like my favorite types of violence.
Yeah.
We're learning so much on this episode.
That's actually the new MPAA rating.
TV Infinity.
It's a sci-fi speculative fiction story about, like, the creation of AGI and sort of a godlike, like an AI becoming God, and then sort of in a very, like, Huxleyan, everybody gets all needs fulfilled by computer way. And I don't know how to explain the rest of it. Very strange, Luddite-esque conclusion and lots of issues with it, but it's one that I reread frequently just because I enjoy it from a,
When is it from and who wrote it?
The guy who wrote it, he wrote it in, like, the 90s.
Okay.
But didn't publish it on his website until later.
It's been around for a while, though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, sorry. Okay, scene set. Please continue.
Scene set.
Yeah. No, I did read it. It is, as you say, bizarrely horny, really violent.
Transgressive in like 10 different directions.
Oh, yeah. Transgressive is definitely a good word for it. And, like, intentionally so, right? Like, it's not like... I mean, the guy is definitely... He must be telling on himself in some way, but it's hard to tell exactly which way.
He is deeply horny for Caroline, and, like...
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But she's such a ridiculous character.
She's an insane character.
I really like her just because you don't get cool elderly women in, like, any media.
That's true.
Well, elderly for most of it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she's elderly, but he's not horny for her as an elderly woman.
Yes, he's horny for her as a constantly naked, completely tattooed cyber goddess.
Yes, exactly. No, it's really a very strange piece of fiction.
The eventual biblical is somehow not the weirdest part.
I don't know. That's pretty high up there, but you're right. I think for me, the weirdest part is probably the rabies.
Oh yeah, honestly, the rabies ranks so low for me in terms of the other stuff.
Well, I mean, there's also being torn apart by a motorcycle. Like, there's a lot of weird shit.
Motorcycle? No, sorry, that's a different one.
Okay,
a different motorcycle or a different thing?
There's a different because so part of it is because in this like Brave New World-esque, like every need is possibly fulfilled by the computer. The woman who was like the first person who was saved from near death by the superintelligence prime intellect in this sort of afterlife cyber replication of everything. She gets into like, well, this is all bullshit if all of our needs are fulfilled, and so she invents this new sport. And she becomes the queen of the death jockeys, which is like people come up with scenarios in which you can die, but they're all in the most violent way possible. And it's sort of like this creative race to see how much you can endure before dying.
It's virtual, and they know they're not really dying, or this is real to
the rules with prime intellect in regards to how this works is like kind of the crux of the thing. But I'd say maybe the bit that's so transgressive that I feel weird saying it on this show is she like she asks prime intellect to find her like the worst person who's still there.
Yeah.
And so he brings her to a who has become a zombie and lets himself completely disintegrate.
Yeah, it's
and then
really
just becomes zombie again.
Yeah.
So they can bone, and they just kind of become friends with benefits and come up with this death jockeying thing where like they just have these prolonged fuck marathons that involve him killing her as slowly as possible.
I kind of blocked that part out apparently. I remember it now that you say it, but oh god.
I hope your PR person is happy with this interview.
I don't know.
I think she's really going to enjoy it.
I don't know how
maybe bleep some of it, which I think will make it funnier if we bleep extended things that I'm saying.
Well, not only is that going to be funnier, but also like it's going to require one giant fucking
which I believe the novella does have in front of it. Which is nice.
I think you're right.
But also it doesn't necessarily warn about the correct stuff. It's like it's really violent. It's like, ooh, tip of the iceberg, buddy. Anyway, but I figured I don't get to talk about it very much with people because it's such an insane
guest
thing.
In like 2 months, and this is what you're talking about.
Ryan, what do you think this show is? You've known me a long time.
Also, Brian, you've known me a long time, and you didn't know I'd read this book.
Oh no, that's okay.
So I never get to talk about it.
I hope you two are very happy together.
And reading this, I was like, if there's one person who's read this that I can talk to about this insane thing that I recommend to specific people who I know, not that they'll think I'm crazy, but who already know that I'm crazy, where I'm like, okay, you'll vibe with this. But I even searched through the Kindle because I was like, does he mention it in this? No. Maybe.
No, I do not.
Which, the answer is no, which is good. Anyway, that's Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect. I wanted to which, hey, if you're listening to this and any of it sounds interesting to you, it's a quick read and I enjoy it a lot. Despite everything that we just talked about.
Yeah.
I will flag that I love that the book starts with the Torment Nexus tweet.
Oh, yes, I was very excited to read the Torment Nexus tweet right away. Yes.
It sets things up very nicely.
Thank you. I had to actually email the guy who tweeted it to get permission because it's the whole tweet, and so that's like a complete work. And I had to say, hey, is it okay if I reproduce the entire tweet in this book? You will be on a page of quotes alongside Ursula Le Guin and James Baldwin. Does that sound good to you? And he was like, yeah, sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and I think it sets things up nicely.
Thank you.
Yes. And I like that it's not quite the end, but almost the end. You have that Charlie Strauss quote about mistaking dystopia for a blueprint, which is, I mean, it's obviously exactly that thing, but I thought that was like a nice little bookend of the book.
Thanks.
My last slightly shallow, not even slightly shallow. I was shocked to be reminded of the existence of Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality, including
fucking God.
Never thought I'd see that mentioned in a book. And also, when I read like 50,000 words of that a long time ago, like agog, I was like, okay, so some 19-year-old wrote this. This is so juvenile and self-satisfied, and so learning the context behind the author is really like I like audibly gasped when I got to the reveal of Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality.
Wait, so you didn't know that the person he was talking about was the author?
No.
Yes!
Okay, gotcha.
Yes!
That's
that's
amazing.
so good!
And that right on the heels of like the Roko's Basilisk discussion was like,
yeah,
killed me.
It's
that
that whole thing is banana. So I remember, this is probably 10 years ago, a friend of a friend was like, dude, you got to read this thing, Slate Star Codex. You'll love it. Okay. So I read this thing and I'm like, I don't have fucking time for this. Like, what is this? But that's the first time I ever saw anyone link to like Less Wrong or any of that other stuff. And I remember reading, how do you pronounce the guy's name? Yudkowsky?
Yudkowsky, yeah.
Yudkowsky. Seeing a couple posts by him and being like, who the fuck is taking this serious? It's so annoying and masturbatory that I just couldn't like the fact that there was clearly this huge community around it. I had no idea. And I was somewhat surprised because I've paid attention to this like skeptics kind of thing. I've been a part of that for a while. I would thought, I probably would have heard something about this. I had truly no idea. And also read it for like 5 minutes and I was like, fuck this sucks. And granted, that's just a quick summary judgment and based on nothing but vibes, which is indeed kind of the point of your book. But I loved getting into this and like reading about these guys. And then when, you mention Slate Star Codex / Astral Codex 10, those are the names, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, it's part of this same fucking thing.
Yep.
Truly, just like your last book, I was like, your last book was the thing I was like actually knew about, but still learned a lot from you anyway. This one I knew like this much, and it was like these doors swinging wide. I was like, oh my God, it's these assholes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like rubbing my little hands together in anticipation because I was like, he's going to drop Curtis Yarvin any page now. And this is the one that I want to see him take down the most because what the fuck?
But I don't know. I just can't. It is so interesting to me that people spend all their like so much time writing, reading, digest. I mean, I don't know if you mention Ayn Rand specifically, but it's this very like objectivist kind of, we're just being hyper rational. And that's the reason I always think about this thing where Ayn Rand was like, well, just by the laws of rationality, I have to fuck everybody here, especially you. Science dictates that we have sex. And it's like, okay, you're kind of just doing what you want to do. And then, post hoc rationalizing it.
Yes, very much a recurring theme in this.
I can't believe that people spend so much time on this stuff and yet under the veneer of rationality and yet seem to be thoroughly not aware of their own biases and limitations. It's bananas.
Well, but life is a lot more fun if you go through it that way, right?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah. Well, see, it's not racism or eugenics or whatever else. It's facts and logic with this stuff that I made up with resurrecting phrenology.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. No, I just, it is, so much of it is actually like bizarrely horny, right? Like if you go take a look at, there's Ayn Rand, but like if you go take a look at like, The Singularity is Near, right, by Kurzweil. That book is a weirdly horny book.
It is? See, I've never read any of this shit because I truly don't want to.
No, this is...
And
that was so close to a spit take.
It's horny. I guess I'm not surprised because it's a human being writing something. But
yeah,
how is it? Please, I got it.
Oh God. Now we're gonna talk about. Okay, I brought this.
Does he
on
want to
myself.
Fuck the singularity, Adam? Please tell me he doesn't want to fuck the singularity.
No, he wants. He wants
it's
to.
Like if yeah. Sorry,
no, he talks. I think it comes up multiple times in The Singularity is Near about how, if you're having sex with someone, in a post-singularity world, you could alter their appearance to look like anybody else and they wouldn't even know.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it's so creepy.
It's a lot.
So much of it smacks of like, and in the AI, girls will talk to me,
right?
Because I'll be so cool, and they'll see me and they'll be like, "Wow, that guy's really smart." It's like, oh my God, dude, just calm down. Like,
it's so the ending of Doctor Strangelove where they're talking about the ratio of men to women in the underground mine shaft gap bunker. It's like, we have to repopulate. I need to have 20 children. I'm doing it for the biological imperative and because we need to repopulate the world and not because I want to fuck people with no consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and like
a charitable cream pie.
Yeah, I mean, like this is also kind of like Prime Intellect, right? Like,
yes.
I mean, it's that book is a lot, but like, it's all of these people are so sure that they are right about everything to the point where they don't really need to listen to people who are experts. Yeah. Exactly.
And that they have the right to dictate the lives of everyone else on the planet because they are so correct about it.
Well, they're not dictating it. They're just saying, they're revealing what's definitely objectively true. And they just, that like, there is only one rationality and these people are its prophets.
Layden,
right?
It's called optimization. Maybe get used to it.
Yeah. God.
Moving fast and breaking things. And, we know that company towns always went really, really great when they were made. So let's do company nations, and then you can spend your company script.
In your company universe.
Yeah, it'll be great. We'll have a couple of people own everything, and yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Right.
And the one gets the sense, and tell me if you agree with this.
Yeah.
These are people, they're not trained scientists in the vast majority of cases. They have almost never like sat down and really thought through like at the level of writing a paper where you need to sit down and like fact check and do every single line. By the way, I was thinking when I was writing this, I was like, it's scary enough to write a science paper. How do you write a fucking book where now you're on the hook for every single sentence being true? Right? You're writing a nonfiction book and suddenly it's your job to make sure that you're right. Yep. I could barely do it in a 5-page paper. The fact that you wrote a 300-page book twice and, and have standards and are trying to be correct about things, it seems like an inhuman effort.
Thank you.
So there's that whole thing is aside. It's really impressive. Like writing a book and being careful seems like the hardest thing in the world to me.
Yeah, I will chime in with how long did you spend writing this book?
A while. Okay. So short.
Before we get in, let me just finish the thought I was saying.
Sorry,
and then
I
want to talk about this.
Yeah.
I was just the thing I'm curious if you agree with is these people have never thought carefully through something and basically have built much of their infrastructure by being idea people who then assign the actual day-to-day hard work to other folks who actually go and build it for them. And the fact that they are so confident in their predictions when they've never done the do you agree that that's the type of person who is building this thing? Someone who's not being careful in the way a scientist would be careful, yet they're making these predictions that they think are 100% accurate.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, they...
Oh, great. No, you can stop there. That's all.
Yeah.
No, please.
You need to be told that you're right.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I mean, that's what podcasts are for, right?
That's right. Yes.
But no, I think that these people don't understand that there is such a thing as like checking to make sure that you're right. I think that they just don't sort of like know that that's a thing that's important to do. I think that they might not even think that that's how reality works. There's this ethos in Silicon Valley that shows up a lot of faking it till you make it. And this is like, to be fair to them, this is useful if you're doing something like, say, building a social media website, right? Then if you hype it enough and say that there are lots of people there, then you might actually be able to get a lot of people to be there. If you get enough people to believe that everyone's there, then everyone will eventually be there, maybe.
Yes.
But this doesn't work, to pick an example just out of, just a completely hypothetical example at random. This doesn't work if you're trying to build, say, a machine that's going to do blood tests based on one drop of blood. You can't fake it till you make it for Theranos, right? You can't fake it till you make it for Mars colonization or for really almost anything other than, like a social network. It's not, reality does not run on hype. What runs on hype is the tech venture capital ecosystem. It needs hype like oxygen to breathe. And so they keep hyping up stuff. They hyped up cryptocurrency. Now they're hyping up AI. It doesn't mean that there isn't something real there. The blockchain is a thing that exists, and AI is a thing that exists, though whether we should call it AI is... But the claims that they're making about the powers of these technologies are just completely unfounded. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And the crazy part too, for like Theranos is a good example.
Yeah.
She actually did fake it till she made it. It's just that had a human cost and then came crashing down in a truly catastrophic way. So the fake it till you make it, it happened. She faked it. She made it. She was, super rich and got all these things, except it was just fundamentally flawed and didn't work the way she said.
Right. I mean, like, it depends on what your definition of make it is. She did fake it till she made it until she made the money. She was not able to.
That's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. She was not able to fake it till she made it on the underlying product.
No. The technology was fundamentally wrong and was never going to work literally ever.
Exactly.
Fake it until you crash and burn.
Right.
There's a great scene. Did you watch the Dropout?
No, I actually haven't seen it. I've read the book, but I haven't watched the adaptations. I really should.
The series I thought was great.
Yeah.
And there's a great scene towards the end where Michaela Watkins is screaming, at Amanda Seyfried, like, whatever she said, people died. Like, don't you understand that? Don't you understand you hurt people? You hurt people. And she just kind of walks away.
Yep.
That was a really great scene. All right. But Leighton, you were asking a question about how long it took to.
Yes, I was. God, thank you for remembering stuff on this show, because my over-medicated ass has the memory of a goldfish.
The trick, well, me too, but I started writing shit down. So
I would type shit out, but my dog currently has her paws around one of my arms, and I have a split keyboard, so
you're
gonna only used the words, the letters like YUIOPHJ, etc. Then I could do it.
Great. Yeah. So Adam, tell us a bit about the process and how long. And I'm actually curious in this.
Yeah.
The fact that you start in the intro talking about FTX and all this stuff that happened around that. And I know you've been working on this for way longer than that. I was like, oh, wow, this is like, it feels very up to the minute, even though obviously there's been huge billionaire bullshit since whatever, January. Yeah. But I was like, oh, I know he's been working on this for a while. I wonder how watching FTX collapse and all the Sam Bankman-Fried stuff, like, was when that went down where you were like, oh shit, actually, I got to add some more stuff in here. So can you talk a little bit about the length process, how that changed, stuff like
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you a short answer, and then I'm going to give you a long answer. So the short answer is from signing the contract to turning in like the final edits on the book was about 4 years.
Wow. Cool.
So like,
I mean, that seems, I can't believe you did it in only 4 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would have guessed longer.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, so that gets into the long answer, right? Like I signed the contract in like sometime in the second half of 2020 and turned in the final edits in the second half of 2024. But, and then there were like a couple of very small things that I was able to get in at the very end of 2024 after the election. But like really just one or two words changed here or there. Actually, the last thing I did on the night of that horrible, horrible election was send an email to my to the editorial team saying, "Hey, we need to make one very small change on this one page. Is it too late to change how I describe fucking JD Vance?" But but no, the book was written and basically done and dusted before the election.
But I remember, like, shortly after the other book came out, you and I were talking, and you were like, "Oh, I have this idea for a Silicon Valley bullshit book," and that was, I feel like that was 6-ish years ago.
Yeah. Because the first book came out in 2018, which is now, what is that? 7 years ago. That's
7 years.
Alarming. Actually, to go way back to the beginning of the conversation, you asked me what the first book was about, and I never answered. The first book was about the sordid, untold history of quantum physics, and there's a line that I really like about like first books versus second books, which is like if you take, say, 2 years between signing your first book contract and that book coming out, and then it takes 4 years between signing your second book contract and that book coming out, which book took longer to write? And the answer is the first book, because it took your entire life up until signing the contract plus 2 years to write that. And you only had 4 years to write the second book.
Yeah, it's like a second. People say this about second albums.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right, yeah. It's the same thing. And this was definitely a more difficult and twisty road. But one of the things that I tried to do was say, okay, for the next book, I want it to be about something more directly political, because there are political dimensions to like the history of quantum physics that I laid out in the first book, especially because it's sort of a subversive history of quantum physics. But and
for the people listening, cannot recommend this book highly enough.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't feel like I loved it. I've recommended it to so many people, physicists and non-physicists alike. Really, I think just a triumph. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember, I think the same conversation that you're remembering, coming down to LA and talking with you after you read the first book, and like you were raving about it. And that was really nice.
I meant every word.
I know you did. Thank you. But yeah, so when I was thinking about the second book, I wanted it to be more directly political, but I was also thinking it would be nice to try to get around as much of that second book problem as possible by picking something that I've already done a lot of thinking and research about, even though I didn't like necessarily think about it as a book, right? Like the first book, I knew years and years before I even thought about actually actually trying to make the book happen. I knew that there was a book in there and that I wanted to write it. I just didn't know how to make that happen. This book wasn't like that, but it is true that I'm a huge science fiction nerd and that I've been following these people online for a really long time because, like, it's similar to both of the stories that both of you said. Like, somebody years ago pointed me towards something that Yudkowsky wrote. I think it was one of his other pieces of fiction, not Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. Somebody pointed me toward that.
Every time you say the fucking title,
I know.
I'm just like,
I know.
What are we doing, guys?
Okay.
Wait, also, did we define that for the listener? Just
no,
to take a quick detour.
We did.
Like Harry Potter and why Brian Wecht is the most attractive person.
No, like it's like Harry Potter and how to be right all the time. So the book. Harry Potter.
Air quotes for the non-video watchers.
Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality is a piece of fan fiction, a pretty popular piece of fan fiction, Harry Potter fan fiction, written by this guy, Eliezer Yudkowsky, who says that he's an AI researcher and is one only by dint of like everyone believing it when he said it. He has no training. He just, you know, I mean, not that you necessarily need a lot of training to do any particular thing, but like he is self.
Is he publishing papers?
No, I mean,
papers,
not
right?
really.
Yeah.
No, he's self-taught in like the. And again, I don't want to like diminish the contributions that have been made to many different fields by self-taught people, but Yudkowsky's self-taught in the worst way. He's like convinced he knows everything, and in fact knows not a whole lot.
Fake fact, it until you're one of the most insufferable people possible.
Exactly.
I'm right here. Lady.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he wrote this really long piece of Harry Potter fan fiction that is like with like a thinly veiled self-insert as the main character, like the total what is it, Mary Sue thing.
I was going to say AI Sue.
Yes, AI Sue, exactly. And so it's basically like, but what if Harry was like a big nerd who knew everything
and owns everyone with facts and logic?
Exactly.
An 11-year-old talking like
yes,
like a full-grown adult who is definitely not the author's self-insert.
Wait, have both of you read this entire thing?
Not the entire thing.
I've read
more than I should have.
More than I should have is a good description for me. I have read more than 50% and less than 100%.
Is this our next bad book club, Layton?
Oh God, Brian, please no. Okay. Well, I'll think about it. But what's the comparison that you made to War and Peace in terms of the word length of this thing?
It's longer.
So Brian, do you want to do that?
No, I do not. Proposal rejected.
Yeah, you should do prime intellect, and then the whole podcast will just be beeped out. Look, you know how in books, in like fantasy books, things have true names that give you power over them and reveal their true nature. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So the true name of my book, More Everything Forever, the true name of the book is These Fucking People. because these fucking people, and so I've been tracking these fucking people since like 2010 or whatever. And I'd been familiar with some of this stuff since before that. Like, you know, I had heard of Kurzweil and the Singularity probably sometime in college. And I had a friend who was briefly really into that stuff until he realized that Kurzweil was wrong about everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so like, I thought, okay, you know, something about that could work. So there's a sense in which I've been sort of working on research for this book for many years, because I've been tracking like Less Wrong and Slate Star Codex and The Effective Altruist for a long time. But there's also a sense in which it was shorter than 4 years, because originally the book, I had the wrong idea about what the book was going to be. I had this idea that the book was going to be about science denial in the tech industry. Which was this.
That's the way I remember you describing it to me when you were talking about it.
Yeah. And so I came to that because of this crazy fucking thing that happened where this is a really long story. I'm going to give you just the short version, but like I almost got hoodwinked into writing for an online science magazine that actually published creationist nonsense alongside real science. And and I went and digging into like where they were getting their money from and found out that it was all from Peter Thiel. And that got me thinking, okay.
Which you talk about this briefly in the...
Exactly, yeah. So like Peter Thiel is, you know, this big tech venture capitalist, and people generally think of tech people as being, you know, knowledgeable about science. But Peter Thiel thinks that evolution is not necessarily true. Yeah, exactly. And Peter Thiel's also just a nightmare person. But... I think he's got
I love him. I think he's amazing. You might disagree with his methods, but you got to admit, even you, Adam, you got to admit, he's fucking cool.
No. Okay. No. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do.
Brian's doing a bit.
I know Brian's doing a bit.
No, I've never done a bit. I've never done a bit, Leighton.
Okay, shut
I've
the
never
fuck
done
up,
a bit,
Brian.
and I'm not starting
Brian and
now.
I love doing this thing where we say we love someone reprehensible and that you got to admit.
Yeah, no, I know Brian's doing a bit, and I'm gonna unleash on that bit using a different bit from Drill. Okay, you do not, under any circumstances, have to hand it to Peter Thiel. Okay.
Yes, that's the perfect response. Yes.
Thank you.
I will face God and walk back into hell.
Exactly. There are actually several Drill tweets in the endnotes. Like there are several spots where I'm like, see also, and then just a link to Drill. And like there's this one part where I'm quoting Mark Andreessen insisting that he's not resentful at all. And so when I cite that, I have see also. And see also, and it's the Drill tweet that's like, and another thing, I'm not mad. Don't print in the newspaper that I got mad.
That was going to be the corn cob I am not owned tweet.
Oh God, I love that tweet. No, I mean,
so good.
There was even, I was giving a talk about this book once, and somebody was like, well, what's wrong with all of these groups? You know, they're sources of new ideas. What's wrong with new ideas? And he said that, and my response was, well, there's a difference between good ideas and bad ideas. And I was just thinking of the Drill tweet. There's zero difference between good things and bad things. Anyway.
Well, and also they're not new ideas anymore, but anyway.
Right, they're not. Exactly. But anyway.
Yeah, deeply old ideas in the same way that so many conspiracy theories you can just trace straight back to Pez dispenser protocols of the elders of Zion. Shit.
Exactly. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and this stuff's no exception. You can trace it all back to like weird Christian movements in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. But like, I had thought that the book was going to be about science denial in Silicon Valley. And I had thought that the story about Peter Thiel and that magazine was going to be like a big chunk of the book. And I was wrong. It's like, I think I mentioned it in a parenthetical note toward the end, which is like the way that writing goes sometimes.
Sure.
Because what happened was I tried to write a book about science denial in Silicon Valley for like a year and a half or something like that. And then eventually my editor and I came to the conclusion that it just wasn't working, but that there was still something there, that, you know, it wasn't the right solution was not to just walk away, but to find some other way in. And that was, that was, and I had been tracking what had been going on. And I mean, and other things had happened too. Like I had been, in an early draft, I was using output from this obscure little piece of software that I had, you know, been seeing people writing about called GPT-3. And I didn't know that ChatGPT was going to come out because I didn't think that they were going to release it like that.
Right.
And, you know, and which if I'd thought about like, oh, what if they want to commercialize this as quickly as possible? And by commercialize, I just mean excite venture capitalists as opposed to trying to actually turn a profit. If I'd thought about it that way, I might have seen that coming. But instead I was like, oh, yeah, I can use this. And then, you know.
Well, that I was thinking about that too, because in that time scale, that the last 4 years specifically, it's like, Jesus Christ, you know, like so much of what you're writing about in this book is stuff that really went into overdrive in not the singularity stuff, but like all the AI stuff. And just in the last 4 years, that's been a, you know, this total hockey stick in terms of public awareness, you know, quote unquote progress, like all this stuff. There's been so much happening in that field during exactly this period.
Yeah.
It seems like the definition of building the car while you're driving it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, what happened was I realized that I needed to go back to an earlier idea that I had, which was that instead I wanted to talk about these ideas about the future because I was seeing them, you know, gain more and more currency. And I had come across Sam Bankman-Fried and I was like, oh, this guy kind of sucks. And it looks like he, you know, like he's got a lot of money. that's bad. I don't know about this. Like, I don't want to have to write about like a crypto guy, because I don't want to have to write a lot about crypto in my book, because I'm not that interested in crypto. I think it's bullshit. And there's a bunch of other good books about it. And then he fell, and I saw that. I'm like, this makes certain things easier for me. And it was very much, building the car while you drive it. Like, I started putting the book together along these new lines, that were actually sort of older lines for me, of like, okay, I want to take down these ideas about the future, and I want to go after specifically the people that I've been following for a long time, because they're very influential and most people haven't heard of them. And, and then like, they just kept doing shit that made my life easier. Like the chapter 5 in the book. The book's got 6 chapters. Chapter 5's the last chapter before the conclusion. An early draft of it, I sent it to my editor, and he was like, this is not up to your usual standard. The structure doesn't work. You got problems here, 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 and here. And he's one of those very annoying editors where he's usually right about everything. And he just said all that stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's right. What the fuck am I going to do? And then like a week later, Mark Andreessen drops this totally fucking unhinged manifest, talking about, taking over the universe. And I look at this, I'm like, oh, this is awful. This is perfect. So but it on the one hand, things have been happening quickly over the last 4 years, but on the other hand, because I've been following these people for such a long time, and in a sense, I just haven't seen anything new. What I've seen is just amplification of existing stuff. And so that made me feel more confident about it. I mean, and also I was just filled with constant, like, sweat drenched fear all of the fucking time.
Well, fear of what? Being wrong, of people being coming after you, fear of what?
Oh, just
or fear of the subjects.
Yeah.
I mean,
what they're doing.
Fear of the world. There's right.
I mean, all of the above, right?
Yeah.
These things are not mutually exclusive. It goes back to what you were talking about, Brian, that it's tough enough to put out a paper, to put out a book with your name on it and be worried about everything that's in it. I mean, I was very lucky. I don't know if they're going to want me to mention them on this podcast, but supposedly I'm supposed to. I had a grant from the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation to write this book. And one of the things I used that money for was to hire a fact checker.
Yeah, great.
Wise.
Because
I saw you shouted her out in the acknowledgments.
Yeah, exactly. No, she's great. And I knew that this book was going to need that, because I did not want vengeful billionaires or people funded by vengeful billionaires to be able to like easily come after me for getting things wrong.
Or dick riders for vengeful billionaires.
Yeah.
Suddenly would care about facts? ?
Sure. So, but the dick riders, the worst that they're going to do is like have a dick riding competition in public about like how badly they can dunk on me. I was less
review bomb it or something
right, exactly.
Like that, right, yeah.
I less worried about that and more worried about somebody suing me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get sued, and if I do get sued, I want to win. So
owning them with facts and logic,
right? Yeah. Well, facts don't care about their feelings. To coin a phrase,
very true. I'm curious. So one thing with a book like this, I hope this doesn't come across as any kind of attack, because I don't mean it to.
I will take it extremely personally.
Great,
Brian.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You should. How much of this is like an Adam Becker TM original thought versus summarizing arguments that other people have made? And I know this is always an art when you're writing a new book, but like how much of it is like, this is shit you had to think of? This is the way I mean it. Like, and it's hard no matter what, but how much of it is like, okay, these are other people's arguments, and you're very careful about citation, as you should be, and you've been trained to be, and all that. So I assume a lot of this is like original, which makes it even more impressive. But I'm curious, what's the balance in this book between this is your original argument versus, stuff that other people are saying, and et cetera, et cetera?
Well, look, Brian, as a large language model, I can only summarize material that I have seen.
Of course, right? Yes. But you understand what I'm asking.
I do.
Right?
Yes.
Like how much? Like when you're coming up with
certainly.
Yes. Certainly.
When you're
I got
it,
Brian. I understand.
And writing it. Yeah.
How about this?
M dash bulleted list.
Yes, exactly. Fucking nightmare machines. I don't know.
I'm not looking for a number.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was going to say, I don't think I can put a number on it.
No.
I think that putting it together the way that I did is the main new thing that I did. Most of the individual components of each argument are things that I've definitely seen people do elsewhere, or if I hadn't, I would be surprised if somebody else hadn't done them elsewhere, and I just wasn't aware of them. I think most of this is not new. I'm not the first person to point out that there's a problem with these fucking people, TM.
No, sure.
But I do think that there's something about the overall construction of the argument that is kind of new.
That was my impression as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking these existing pieces and using them to build something new. I'm not even the first person to draw the connections between these different subgroups and different arguments, as I mentioned in the book. But
that was MC Hammer.
Yeah. God. I mean, MC Hammer does show up in the book, Leighton. I don't know if
I know. That's why I mentioned it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's wait. What's the E in accelerationist? Is it
effective?
Effective, of course it is.
Yeah,
he's an effective accelerationist.
Yeah, I
did. Right?
I did get to that point. Yeah.
Okay, so Leighton, you are way more than halfway through the book.
Okay. Kindle says that I'm at 55%.
Oh,
so maybe there's a lot of footnotes that
I think that's what's going on.
There's a lot of footnotes.
Okay, I feel less guilty about that.
Yeah, because MC Hammer shows up a decent chunk of the way into chapter 5, and that's the second to last chapter in the book. And the chapters are all roughly the same length. So
yeah, there's about in the version I have, there's about 70 pages of endnotes plus index.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I feel so much better. I hate when Kindle does that, especially when it gets my hopes up of I have so much of this book left to enjoy.
Yeah.
And then it's what footnotes for 30% of it?
Yep.
Which, is a good and necessary thing, but it is the peril of not being able to see the physical.
Well, so the reason I'm asking this in part is because I wonder what the experience was like for you of writing something that, you're trained as a physicist, you're trained as a cosmologist. This is not that specialty.
No.
And so what does it feel like? It seems innately scary to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you mentioned this somewhere to be hey, I'm going to write about this thing, which I'm not really trained as an expert in. Yeah. And by the way, part of the book is about how people should be listening to the experts.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like to be writing about something that you're not a capital E expert in, but have to write about with some degree of care and expertise?
Yeah. Terrifying, mostly.
Right. That's how I would feel too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things, right? So when I started working on the book, I definitely had these moments of wait, what the fuck did I just get myself into? Why did I sign a contract like that? What was I thinking? My last book was about physics.
Right.
Which
you're an expert in, an actual, documented expert.
Thank you. Yes. But yeah. So with the first book, it was bad enough because I'm a physicist, but I have no training as a writer. And I think everybody in like science communication, science journalism, science writing has imposter syndrome of some kind, because either you've got the science training, you don't have the writing training like me, or you have the writing training but not the science training. Very few people have both, and even those people have imposter syndrome about some weird third thing. But like,
I feel very strongly that people that don't have imposter syndrome are assholes.
Yes,
like, I was
very strongly about this.
Yes,
I was going to bring up within the context of these fucking people is that like the most talented people I know all have imposter syndrome, and if only we could transfer that to the people who truly deserve it and should have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but like the fact that they're not qualified just doesn't really occur to them.
No.
But
why
they're
rich.
Yeah, exactly. And like, again, it sounds like a very pleasant way to go through life, or at least that part of it does. The rest of it sounds like a fucking nightmare. But anyway, so like that was scary enough with the first book. Like I was like, what am I doing writing this? I've never, like, with the first book, it was also, the longest thing I've ever written for public consumption for money was like 3,000 words. And now I'm signing up to write something about 30 times longer than that, like 100,000 words. It's really, and then this time it's okay. I wrote a first book. The first book, people liked it, but that was about physics, and I'm a physicist. This book is not about physics, and so now I just have to be a writer. And oh god, what am I doing? Why did I sign that contract? Like, a tech writer should be writing this. I'm not a tech journalist. Why am I doing this? And it took me, and I think as like so often happens, like the people around me knew that I could and should do this, and understood why. And it took me longer than it took them to understand that. Like or at least to understand it sort of more fully. I mean, I'd understood it at some level, and that's why I did sign the contract, but it was a bad time there for a little while. And I eventually realized that a tech journalist pretty much can't write this book, because what tech journalists often do is they will trade access to tech billionaires in exchange for any ability to criticize those tech billionaires. And also, like, tech journalists tend not to be scientific experts of any kind. And it takes some scientific expertise to understand exactly how wrong a lot of this stuff is. And a lot of the limits do ultimately end up coming from physics, the limits on these possible futures. And what I do know how to do, as you know, as a science journalist for years and years now, is I know how to call up relevant experts and say, hey, I have some questions for you about this thing that this other person said. How does this sound to you? Does it sound like they're right? If they're not right, why not? And can you explain it to me as if I was just born and don't know anything?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That the access thing is that's I hadn't even thought about this, and it sounded like, I mean, given the number of declined interviews, access like you didn't even get access to a lot of the big people anyway. So who the fuck cares? Say whatever you want. Yeah, because access is not relevant.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I have the list of declined interviews. You know, I knew. Right. Yeah, I knew that somebody might come at me and say, oh, well, you know, how dare Adam Becker say that Sam Altman is a fucking idiot? Okay, to be clear, I do not in the book call him a fucking idiot. I just strongly imply that he's a fucking idiot.
You were very diplomatic.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, a few times you go out of your way to be like, you know, so you say explicitly, Kurzweil isn't stupid.
Yep.
You know, he's not a total dumbass.
Yeah.
He's just very wrong about this thing.
Yeah.
And that's an important, like, these aren't necessarily dumb guys. Some of them are.
Some of them.
But they're not necessarily dumb guys. But you can be very smart and also very wrong, as anyone who spent any time in academia knows.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you'll note that I didn't go out of my way to say that Sam Altman was a smart guy.
I did notice that, yes.
But also, like, yeah. You know, okay. Do you know the movie All the President's Men, right? About Watergate?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Leighton,
I have not seen it, but I've heard of
but
it.
It's a good movie. And like, I think most journalists love this movie because it's a movie where journalists are heroes, right?
Yes, that's right.
Of course, yeah.
Which, like, journalists love that because most movies that's not the case. And there's this scene in the movie where Woodward is going to talk to his anonymous source, Deep Throat, in a parking garage. Mm-hmm. And there's this line that he says, forget all the myths the media has told you about the White House. The truth is, these are not very bright guys, and things got out of hand. And I just kept thinking about that when I was writing this book. It's like, forget all the myths the media has told you about Silicon Valley. The truth is, these are not very bright guys, and things got out of hand. Like, and yeah, some of them are, smart in some ways, but they are very, very wrong. And I don't remember how I got onto saying, the source list. Yeah. Sam Altman is clearly good at something. I suspect that the main thing that Sam Altman is very good at is getting other wealthy white dudes in the tech industry to believe that he's really smart. And if you want to make an enormous amount of money and you only get to put like all of your skill points into one skill, that's a really good skill to pick.
Yeah. But it's the Lyle Lamley skill tree of, I got a monorail to sell you.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. The monorail. I do have an oblique reference to the Music Man in the book. Because
I missed it.
Yeah, no, there's a spot in the book where I say something like the real trouble, like the caliber of disaster that awaits from the real trouble in Silicon Valley.
Oh, I see,
yeah, just you got trouble. Yeah,
I just watched it.
I love that movie, but
it's great.
Yeah,
it's so great. Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I have the list of sources in the book, is so if someone's like, why did you say that Sam Altman believes this horrible thing when, Sam Altman has, I just talked to him and he said this other thing. Like I asked to talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote down a couple other things. I just want to
hold on,
Leighton here real quick.
I did also, but Brian, you go ahead.
Okay. The only thing I'm going to say, I was curious. Tell me if you think this is an insane comparison, Adam. So with these, people you make a point about people making these predictions. They have these very large exponents, and they're multiplying, large numbers by small numbers. And if you're off by just a little bit, then you're completely fucked.
Yep.
And a lot of this just kind of resonated with me, like people trying to predict probabilities in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Where it's like these guys, these cosmologists, if you want to call them that, but I think they would call themselves cosmologists, who are, okay, so real quick, for those of you who are not physicists, which is most people listening to this.
Hey, Brian, do you have a PhD in physics?
It's interesting you mentioned that, Adam. I actually do.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
I had no idea
about it. I keep it pretty close to the vest here. So there's a version of a multiverse idea, which is the universe is kind of expanding forever, and anything that can happen will happen an infinite number of times. And so when you try to say things about, how likely is it that the universe will have, 3 spatial dimensions and a Higgs with this mass and blah, 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 blah. What's the probability of that? Well, you can't really talk about probabilities because there's an infinite space of possibilities.
Yeah.
And so people have and continue to spend a long time trying to figure out how to change infinity to not infinity, basically to make sensible predictions. And as Adam said at the beginning of this episode, there's one universe, and you can't really, as far as we understand it, make meaningful statements about what's the probability that we live in a universe with three spatial dimensions, because we have one data point and who the fuck knows. And there's a lot, endless debates over how do we measure probabilities? Is there a sensible way? To be fair, people will say, is this a sensible question at all? There are, I think serious scientists who are trying to answer this question and doing it in good faith. There are also people who are saying insane bullshit. And this whole discussion of trying to predict, this future when we have an infinite number of futures available just in our own one universe. Maybe not quite infinite, but a very large number. Really, I was like, oh, that feels like what the cosmologists, the multiverse guys, are doing, where they're trying to make statements that they really, seems to me, shouldn't be making.
Yeah. Yeah. So I talk. So the multiverse probability problem that you're talking about, it comes up in my first book, and I talk about it there, and that was fun. In this book, one of the things that I kept coming across, and it's one of the reasons why I ultimately realized, oh, I am a good person to write this book. Of course, realizing this after I'd committed to writing it. These fucking people, people like Yudkowsky and the effective altruists and the long-termists and all these other people I talk about in the book, and people like, the tech billionaires like Musk and Altman and Andreessen and Bezos.
It's such a alpha move to put the word effective in your name. Like,
what
a cool guy thing to do.
Like, this is the only effective way to do this.
Yes. Yeah. Or like, it's like naming yourself, it's like naming your group something like, I don't know, the rationalists. Like, we're the correctists.
Do you remember the brief moment when some skeptics organization voted to rename themselves the Brights?
Oh God, yeah, I do. Fucking
do you remember that?
I do.
Like, come on, what are you?
That's like people who can't let go of being in the quote unquote gifted and talented program when they were children.
Exactly what it is.
The overlap of these fucking people in that is nearly a perfect circle.
Oh yeah, and as a recovering gifted child.
Aren't we all?
Yes, exactly. But no, they treat math, all of these people treat math as though it's some sort of like incantation. And as long as you've got like some math to back up whatever it is that you're saying, it means that you can't be proven wrong. Or it proves that you're right in some way.
Right.
And so of course, like you get some people who are taken in by that, and some people are like, oh, math, I don't know. And then, my thing in the book is to sort of go in and say, oh, math. Yeah, I can do math. I don't like your math. I think your math sucks. You've done it wrong.
I forget the specific part this was in, but sort of you attempting to drill down on like a statistic that someone was throwing out, where it's like
that's a 10 to the 39 versus 10 to the 40, right? Some number like that. Yeah,
just like.
Well, this is something I always found. I don't know if you found this, Adam, when you were writing papers. You have your idea, you write it down, you tech it up, you have a little paper, and you're like, look. It's science. It looks so nice. How could it be wrong? I put all these equations in it, and it looks pretty. It looks like a paper. This has to be. It's great. And I always found it very easy to get distracted by how pretty the math looks. And I can totally understand why people who have no idea what they're doing. It's like equations on a blackboard in a movie where you're like, what are you that's an exponent, you moron. Like, what do we do? We talked about this on the show a lot. Like, don't write that down. You don't know how to write that. And for it smacks of people who don't know how to writing math and being like, fucking look at these symbols. That's a Greek letter.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah. And I mean,
the delta means change. Stop using it.
Yeah. There's so much of this, right? Like, there's this, like they come up with formulas to talk about the effectiveness of various ways of, like the effectiveness of different things that you could do to try to make the world a better place. And these formulas,
it's like Drake equation type bullshit. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, the Drake equation is a reasonable way of like trying to come up with some sort of estimate of something, but like it was never meant to be anything super strict or rigorous, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
Exactly. And like, and these guys, I don't know, they crawl so far up their own asses that they can see out their noses, and they think that they've done something deep, and there's nothing there. And like Leighton, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the part that you were referring to, I think I get to say, Brian, I think you were wrong, which is one of my favorite things to say.
I love it.
But yeah.
It's actually the first time it's ever happened, interestingly.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. The part of the book where I asked someone like, hey, where'd you get this probability estimate? And he basically said, oh yeah, what I did was actually I took my hand and I put it very far up my own asshole and out came a number. And like, when he said
this is the part I was talking about, sort of like into the, like, oh, I said 1 in 6 for the next 100 years.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah.
And so we agree that I was right about this, but moving on. Yeah.
I just thought that the thread of what you brought up was also interesting, and I was willing to let it go.
No, please, I encourage your voice, please.
Adam is more of an ally in this situation than you are, Brian.
I didn't think that was possible, but I guess you're right.
It's
allied.
Get
out allied, idiot.
Once again, on my own fucking podcast.
It's because I'm younger and therefore more woke.
Yeah. Right.
That's just math.
But it's just math.
It's just math.
You're an effective ally.
Yes.
That's EA. Yeah.
God. No, I mean, like the fact that he said that to me, that he was like, oh, I pulled that number out of my own ass. We were on a video chat when he said that to me, and I was like, okay, keep it cool. Poker face.
It's a number. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like these things mean something.
Yeah.
Digging your fingernails into the meat of your thigh while on a call of like, all right, focus on the paper.
Yeah.
Brooking any reaction to this, it's fine.
Exactly.
Now, am I remembering correctly that he also, he does say, okay, it's not meant to be super precise. It's like sort of an order of magnitude thing.
Right.
This is the guy in Oxford, right?
Yeah. But he also, like, this is the context here is like, he's saying, oh, this is why I think the danger to humanity from AI over the next 100 years is 50 times worse than the combined danger from climate change and nuclear weapons. And okay, first of all, you're an Oxford professor. That gives you a fair amount of clout. When you say shit like that, you have a responsibility.
Absolutely.
It's irresponsible for you to say something like that without like good justification. So what's your justification? His justification is it came out of my ass.
Yep.
And that is not good enough.
No.
And for a public that has no rigor in investigating things, it's the sort of thing you see all the time in headlines where it's referencing some scientific paper where the headline is completely different, pulled out of their ass even. This is not the conclusion that the paper comes to, and there's no evidence for this, and then people take it at face value. A layman sees math from an Oxford professor and says, well, credibility.
Yeah.
Well, and real physicists, real scientists who use math, when you're doing it right, you are checking every single fucking thing to the most precise version of it possible to make sure that the number you're writing down is correct. And you acknowledge your error bars. Like there's literally like a way to acknowledge uncertainty in data. Right? It's anyone who deals with data knows about this. And to just come up with a number and present it like, okay.
Right.
It's about that. And not to be able to quantify the uncertainty. That's crazy.
Yeah, and to only admit it after being called on it. Like, you knew that this was enough of a bullshit number that you didn't preface it by saying that it's a bullshit number. Only when someone actually asks you where the number came from do you admit this.
And you and your asshole friends end up setting policy because now you're in the government for some reason.
Exactly. Yeah, like this guy testified before the UK Parliament about this shit. And is like seen as an expert on this. And then in the same breath almost saying stuff that's just flagrantly obviously wrong about global warming. Like I just and this is like why I wrote the book, right? I wrote the book because I got real mad about this stuff, which was bad for me. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote the book to try to like be a healthier person, and thought, oh yeah, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to write about these fucking people, and then I won't have to think about them again for a while, because it's not like they're going to, you know, become part of the government and try to take over the world or anything like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Instead we have a fucking tech venture capitalist disciple of Peter Thiel as the vice president of the United States. And that's totally awesome. And everything's fine.
It is awesome. Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
Have you, what pushback have you gotten on this so far? Like, as much as you want to say about it, but I'm curious, have people like really come after you?
I mean, it's early days, right? Book's been out for like 2 weeks.
Couple weeks. Yeah. But you had, I was looking, you had reviews in the New York Times, and there was a Nature review too, right? Like, big.
I read a Reddit thread.
Did you?
You know, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. As always with Reddit for a thing, it's like, wow, I'm learning that there's new kinds of stupid that have been invented in this thread. Incredible.
Yeah. So I went one step further, actually. I went and looked at a Hacker News thread.
Oh no.
Adam, wait. Everyone stop. Are you okay? Do you need support? Like, what can we do to help you right now?
I love the synchronized oh no. That was amazing.
I feel the psychic damage from here.
I can't even imagine doing that.
It was so good. So hold on. I'm gonna read just a little bit.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Please. I'm very excited.
Did you print this out?
No,
sorry, you're probably going for a phone.
Yeah.
You're about to whip out like a long, collated like.
Well, that's how you browse the web. You print out the websites, and then you can underline stuff.
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
It's a hyperlink when you do that.
Yeah, that's how you do it if you're a Gen Xer, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Totally. It's my Fox News printout with 2 pages of ads that are like, how to make your dick harder. Celebrities who showed their pussies on camera.
Actually, can you email those to me just real quick?
Wow. Yeah. That's a lot.
It's cutting into me today. I don't know. It's probably the combined like 4.5 hours of sleep I've got.
Okay, I got it. I got it here.
This is very exciting.
So they took the New York Times review and somebody put it on Hacker News. And to my surprise, a fair number of people in the thread, like it became like there were like 200 comments or something like that. It was a lot. And a fair number of them were people saying, oh, this seems right. And I'm surprised that anybody's disagreeing with this. I'm like, wow, you're way more optimistic than I am. Because like, I agree that it seems right. And I'm not surprised that people are disagreeing with it. But, this was my favorite one. Somebody said, this book seems insufferable, at least based on the review. Half of the review is trying to poke holes in why people won't live on Mars, and the other half is about how people trying to pursue goals such as this are self-serving and corrupt. I'm sure a market exists for this kind of book, but to me, it's just exhausting. What's the harm in trying to go to Mars if it results in decreasing the cost of spaceflight by 99%? Why would it do that is not explained. Who cares if someone is trying to naively live forever if it results in a lot of money into longevity research? Would you rather this person be spending his money on yachts? I wish we had more ambitious things. It's fine that the author doesn't believe in this stuff, but to mock and try to get rich off it seems like more of a grift.
You know how publishing works. Adam.
Yes, exactly. Seems like more of a grift than anybody trying to do ambitious things.
Oh my God.
Wow. Wait for it, though. The best line is here. I don't get it. This guy is literally an astrophysicist. Surely he's looked up at the skies at one point and imagined what could be done. I guess the only difference is he never took his shot. It's like,
good grief.
Yeah. So like, that's definitely what science is, right? Science is when you look at a thing and you're like, wow, I see so many different ways to exploit this and like turn it into buildings. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, I look up at the sky and I'm like, this is great. I like the sky. I don't think, what I want to do is I want to build Dyson spheres around every single one of those stars to collect their heat and light so that way I can outrun my fear of death for a few extra years before the heat death of the universe. Like, that's just not...
Yeah.
Why would I
Well,
think
the
about
other
that?
thing, if they actually read the book, one thing I think you do very, very well is your sense of wonder in the universe and exploration is palpable.
Thank you.
Yes.
Like, you go out of your way to talk about how fucking cool some things are and how amazing the world we live in is. So it's not like you're some, grumpy wannabe. That is very, very far from the tone of this book. This is like, hey guys, if you're proposing these ideas and we take them seriously, let's talk about the issues. Yeah. And which is very important, and everybody who's seriously thinking about this should be doing. Like, yeah. There's
2 points I want to hit here. First one is that in the Reddit thread, my favorite comment was in regards to, I'm going to paraphrase, oh, so he's saying it's ridiculous for us to try to colonize Mars, and in the next breath is talking about what a great idea it is to colonize Venus. Are you stupid? This is the only conclusion I can come to. Are you unable to read words and understand?
Actually, I thought that was the whole point of the book, was let's colonize Venus.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. My second point is this type of person who is willing to come at you for this, and also many of the people you talk about, these fucking people, are so resistant to any sort of scrutiny. And I think any solid idea or belief needs to be able to stand up to scrutiny. And if you're in denial about things and take that scrutiny as a personal attack, and this coincides with what I wanted to get to, is that your comparisons to this linking to like theology and this evangelical belief system, very similarly, there's such a huge resistance to scrutiny for, and I don't want to generalize, but for a lot of that. And additionally, I love that you bring up sort of this prosperity gospel being, transposed into this text sort of thing of like, well, if billionaires have money, then certainly they're correct. But yeah, I thought that connection was so smart, and Brian said that at the end of the book you kind of bring that back a bit. But yeah, excellent point that I haven't seen anybody else make.
Neither. And I would like, that is of the many things I learned from this book, that was a line I had never drawn. This like kind of line from evangelical Christianity to prosperity gospel to this kind of singularity-esque bullshit. I thought that was such a great connection, and I agree. I had not seen that before.
And there was an article that came out this week that was like people who are getting their spiritual delusions fed by ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Which I thought was an interesting analog here, just because I think there's the rise of Christian nationalism, but there's also this, especially in Gen Z, Gen Alpha, millennials to a degree, of like less church attendance or religiosity, which I think is a positive thing. But I think that humans we have spiritual, existential, whatever you want to group that as, needs. We need ritual. We have social needs, and going to church, if you have a belief system, does indeed fulfill those things. So I think, and this is not me saying like, if you're not religious, you should get into a religion. I'm a hardcore atheist and grew up, extremely exposed and hindered by, Christianity in the South. But that doesn't make kind of some innate human needs go away. And I think when we search for the fulfillment of those needs, they are getting rerouted to very, very strange places, as you talk about with this idea of immortality is so similar to, wanting an afterlife and being afraid of death. And so I'm going to cryogenically freeze myself, or we're going to be resurrected to be part of the singular. Like, it's just an exhausting thing. And I think similarly to how refreshing it is to see you talking about all these like insidious operators like Curtis Yarvin, who are having such an outsized influence on the most powerful people in the world, that this thread of religiosity in all of this is getting largely ignored, when it feels like such an essential, it's the fear of death.
Yeah.
We're all afraid of death. We all have a need to live forever in some way, whether it's through children, the things that you make, or I don't know, colonizing Mars or something like that. And I think that's something that, anyway, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point, but
the scrutiny thing, just to get back to the thing you said first, real quick, is this smacks of I'm not a scientist, because when you're a scientist, what you do is you show up to work and all your friends tell you how dumb and wrong you are, and then you figure out what's right. And that's
why
my
you left academia, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's because I didn't have any friends, but the whole experience of a scientist, and what's fun about a scientist, is you learn to have someone you really like with very positive intentions say, hey, I think you're wrong. Let's talk about it. And then you talk about it and you figure it out, or you figure out why you can't actually say anything confidently, and then you let it lie and move on to something else. And the fact that these guys do not seem to go through this thing and everyone around them is just like, oh, dude, fuck yeah, let's do it, is not how science does or should work.
Yeah. I mean, they're really very fragile, right? One of the things that's always so rich to me about when they talk about like the snowflakes on the left, right, is that these people, the people on the right and these people on the right specifically are very, very fragile. They have very fragile egos, and they can't.
They think they're victims.
Yeah, and they can't handle criticism. And what I wanted to do is to grab them and like shake them and say, if you can't handle criticism, if your ideas can't withstand criticism, then they're definitely not going to be able to withstand the real world, right? Like if you try to do these things, and the ideas are not strong enough to withstand this kind of critique, then they're gonna fail. Because what's like way more brutal than any critique that I or anybody else could bring to bear is just reality. Reality is brutal. It's gonna tear these things apart if they don't work.
Right.
And if you don't like people criticizing you enough to the point that, like, I don't know, you buy an entire social network so people think that you're cool and so you can control political discourse.
Yeah.
Take all of your money and go do the thing that I wish more billionaires would do, which is just eat good food and not do anything and get on a boat and like go swim on the most beautiful remote beaches in the world. I don't fucking know. Just do something cool with like paint. Get really into plein air
support
painting.
The arts. Like,
make vases. I don't just fuck off forever.
That's the thing. Like they could have done literally nothing. All they had to do was nothing. All they had to do was keep their mouths shut. And
is there? Yeah, that's right. There's no better example of this than Musk, whose reputation 10 years ago was like sky high.
Yeah,
and then all he needed to do was not shut up, and now everybody hates him.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, people would have thought like you would have gone down in history as like a big deal, probably.
Yeah.
If you would just shut up, kept to the stuff you were doing and then not worried about it. But no, you had to
now
tweet
big deal
through it.
in different way.
Yeah, exactly. Like 10 years ago, I didn't like, oh, sorry.
No, I'm just going to say, for all of these billionaires in this circle, why can't you just enjoy a lifestyle that so few people would get to enjoy instead of wanting to take over the world and make life worse for literally everyone else?
Yeah. Okay, so two things. First of all, 10 years ago, and like I feel compelled to say this, I am a hipster about hating Elon Musk. I hated him before it was cool. 10 years ago, I hated Elon Musk and had to explain why. And it was difficult to convince people. And like
was that before or after he called the guy a pedophile?
That was before, actually.
Before. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that was
a true hipster.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
A true hipster.
Yeah. No, I really, I really don't like him. But like, he's just made it so much easier for me. But the other thing is like, I think they're sort of constitutionally incapable of fucking off, right? Like,
it seems
they are driven by like some sort of deep pathology right? Like some deep
need
that makes it impossible for them to go fuck off on a beach somewhere, right? Because they don't feel like what drives you to make that much money and then keep trying to make even more money and not feel like any amount of money is enough, right? It must be some sort of insecurity or fear, right?
Yeah.
Because it's more money than any one person needs. It's more money than you could possibly spend in one lifetime. They're not using it to make the world a better place. They have these deep-seated beliefs that they are making the world a better place, but they're just self-serving, right? And these beliefs come out of this same sort of fear, right? They are afraid that
because every one of these beliefs involves them making more money.
Right, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And so they're afraid that they're going to lose control in some way. And so they need even more money and even more power to dispel that fear. And there's nothing that's ever going to be enough for them.
That's right.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be a good point to end on, as much as I would totally go for another hour, honestly. I just don't want to kill Brian or our video editor, Rich.
No,
I
would love to keep this going. We are going to skip segments because we've been going for 2 hours. So
I was going to say there were some segments that you said you wanted to do that we haven't done.
I was going to say, instead of segments, I do want to say my last question, which was, if you could recommend to our audience a couple of your favorite pieces of sci-fi media, and it doesn't necessarily have to be stuff that's like the antithesis of the ones that you talk about here. I'm just curious, what do you enjoy the most?
Oh man,
tough one, I know.
Yeah, it is, because there's so much. Let me think for a sec, because I knew to come in with some recommendations, and I had recommendations for books, but none of them are sci-fi books. Let me think for just a sec. I mean, oh man, and I've just read some good science fiction, and of course now it's like going right out of my head what it was.
Well, okay. How about this? Let's narrow it down a little bit. What's your Star Trek recommendations? What are your favorite Star Treks?
Oh man, I mean, I grew up on Next Generation, but
Same.
I really love Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine has some really good
great
stuff. Yeah, I don't know if we got to pick one episode of Star Trek. I think it's probably got to be The Measure of a Man, which is the episode I talked about.
And I had just rewatched it like a couple weeks before reading the book too, because it is. It's into. I had not ever thought about it in the way you talk about it in the book, which is it's pretty in your. I mean, it is like the analogy is right there, and they say it.
Yep,
we're talking about slavery, and they don't pull any punches, but somehow it completely works.
Yeah,
I think due to the performances.
Yeah,
it's just a great episode. I totally agree. And it's like worse actors would have made it seem dumb, but they're so good and the writing is good. That it's just blunt enough to work even more effectively.
Yes, I completely agree. And while you were saying that, I thought of two other science fiction things.
Please.
So first, and this is like a pretty cold take these days, but I gotta say it. Severance is really good. It's a very good TV show. And like, I don't know, when I watch it, I tend to think about like, one of the things I think about when I watch Severance is about how something like that gives, at least for the corporate like overlords, for the CEOs, the illusion of total control over workers, right? Mm-hmm. Severed workers are going to have a hell of a time unionizing. And it's the same illusion that is driving the push to, replace workers with AI right now. And I mean, the bad news is, or rather the good news is that the AI systems we have now and will have for the foreseeable future are not capable of replacing large numbers of workers. The bad news is it doesn't matter what they're actually capable of. It just matters that the executives think that they can replace workers, because then they're going to fire their workers and try to replace them with AI anyway. And that'll just make the world
what's going to happen
shittier.
is then they'll hire people to come in and they'll realize they fucked up and they have to hire people to come in and fix the mistake. Or it becomes this, like, what was the Amazon Fresh thing where it's not actually AI cameras. It's a bunch of guys in wherever they were, in some country on the other side of the world who were actually watching video feeds and logging.
Right. The same way the self-driving
Mechanical
cars.
Turk bullshit. Yeah.
The same way the supposedly self-driving cars work. They've got people monitoring them. So yeah, I think Severance is great. And the other one that I got to recommend, and it's a classic. I can't not plug it. There's a book by Ursula Le Guin called The Dispossessed, which is just really good, and is about like the dangers of extractive capitalism and the difficulty with building like real community even outside of capitalism, and the real value of science and like lots of other things. It's just a beautiful book, and one of my favorites. And
great.
Yeah.
I love
Great picks. I started reading The Dispossessed recently and then switched to something else, so I'll have to pick it back up.
It's really good. It is a little slow. She has other books that are sort of, I think, easier and faster to pick up, but The Dispossessed is very rewarding, I think.
Yeah, I've never read it.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Where can people get your book?
They can get my book wherever fine books are sold. Both of my books. My books, the new one is More Everything Forever: AI Overlords, Space Empires, and Silicon Valley's Crusade to Control the Fate of Humanity. And to brag a little bit,
please.
Yeah, the New York Times did review it, and I was shocked when I read that review. I had to sit down halfway through. I was like, wait, they said what? They called
it's a
it
good review.
It's an amazing review by someone who absolutely savages books that she does not like. So
really?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it makes me very happy that she liked it so much. She called it smart and wonderfully readable, which like is everything I ever wanted. Thank you. But yeah, you can get that wherever you want to get your books. You can order it from an indie bookstore. You can get it from a bookshop. You could even get it from Amazon if you really want to give Jeff Bezos more money. It's available anywhere. It's coming out. It's already out here in North America. It is coming out everywhere else in the world, the UK and the rest of the English speaking world, tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Which I guess will be yesterday when this airs.
Yesterday.
Yes. So yes.
Yes.
But yeah,
cool.
It's coming out Thursday. And my first book, What is Real, the one about quantum physics, is also available anywhere. And they're also all available as ebooks and audiobooks. Although I will say the general truth about publishing is if you really, really want to support an author, hardcover is the best. Hardcover is the best way to support an author, especially for a new book like my new one. Yes.
Boom.
Hey, wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, Adam, thank you so much for being so generous with your time.
Oh,
this
this
has
was
been
fun.
I'm so glad. That's my favorite thing to hear.
Yeah.
And reading your book has been so fun. And I
Thank
am
you.
very excited to go right back to it after this.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think of it when you're done. It sounds like you're really close to the end.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, dude, it's great to talk to you again.
Yeah.
This is maybe the longest conversation we've had in 5 years, maybe
Something
ever.
like that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So it's just really fun to catch up.
Yeah.
And thank you for being on.
No, thank you for having me on. This is a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the episode when it's out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yippee.
All right.
Yeah.
Everyone at home, take care. Buy the book. Maybe read Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect.
I really...
If I want...
Let us know what you think. Good
If
luck.
I wanted to place a pox upon your home in the form of a written text, then, check it out.
Well, I bleeped the podcast from when we started talking about that until right now. So,
Amazing.
oh well.
Well,
yeah.
Baby.
Beep, beep. Bye, everybody.
See you next week.
Bye.
Maybe says also.
Oh.
Okay, so we want to hear about
Yes.
the very cool item that you have.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oh, yeah. It's an ancient, sacred item.
Mm-hmm.
It has been unlocked and delivered.
It arrived from China to my house a mere moments ago.
And it's worth noting it was ordered on the sacred site madeinchina.com.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's too hot for Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Way too hot.
You couldn't find this anywhere
No,
near
this
Amazon.
is custom.
This is custom as all hell.
You got it custom made. I didn't appreciate that before.
Yes,
wow.
Correct.
Yeah, custom made, essentially floated here on the wings of angels.
Mm-hmm.
And we have yet to unwrap it. That's how new it is. We're just staring at the wrapped box because
So-
we've been too busy.
Who designed
We'll
it?
unwrap it soon.
If it's custom made, I want to hear. Well, should we say? Why don't you say what it is if you want, and then we can.
So-
I want to give it away.
No, we should.
We should definitely give it away. We're going on tour, and the tour is called the Scorpion Train Tour. And so what we did was Google large inflatable scorpion.
Uh-huh.
And what we found was a 10-foot inflatable scorpion. And you asked how it was custom made. How do we want to describe how this is custom made for
Well,
us?
I think before we do that, let's just say who you guys are. First of
All right.
all, this is Late Night with Brian Wecht. My name's Brian Wecht. Over here we have Leighton Gray.
Hi, that's me, and I don't own a giant inflatable scorpion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
yet.
Would
Yeah.
you care to introduce yourselves?
Yes, we are Coldplay. My name is Chris.
And my name is Billy Joe Armstrong.
And then we have Gwyneth over there on the right. Yeah.
Thanks for joining
I'm
us.
Gwyneth. I own Goop.
We love Goop here.
We're a
Who
goofy
doesn't?
We're
band.
big fans of Goop.
Goop juice.
Goofy
Yes.
Goop Juice.
No, we are the comedy trio Wolves of Glendale, comedy band. And yes, we are going on the Scorpion Train tour, our second headline tour. We're back. It's bigger.
Maybe say your name.
My name?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
My name is Ethan Edinburgh.
Cool.
And
Thank
my
you.
name is Tom McGovern.
Amazing.
And I'm Eric Jackowitz from Florida.
And as
Great.
I was saying before saying our names, which who the hell cares what our stupid names are?
I can.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you, Brian.
okay.
Oh, and thank you,
Thanks,
Leighton.
Leighton.
Well, you guys are really nice and kind. But yeah, we're going on a Scorpion Train tour. And so, yeah, that is why we ordered this giant golden customized inflatable scorpion, which we're really excited about.
The stock scorpion is black. It's just like a Halloween style black, type. And
Yep.
then they sent, I don't know how many pattern options, but we were also
Bunch.
pretty set on gold.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the woman that we were talking with sent an example, and we said, print it.
And
Are
could you
you-
specify the size, or did it just come in one size?
9.8 feet.
It's pretty tall.
It's nearly 10 feet, Brian.
That's
Yeah.
bigger than Michael Jordan.
That's
And that
slightly
is-
under a basketball hoop.
To be clear, that's the length of the scorpion, right? Not the height.
Right. We don't know the
We
height.
actually don't know. But that is the length, isn't it?
It is the
like
length.
stinger to
Yeah.
pincer.
Height
10
is
feet.
unknown.
Mm-hmm. And
But
you
the
ordered now because actually I'm going to speak from experience here. Did you order more than one? Because
No.
Uh-oh.
you're about to go on tour with an inflatable item, and let
Ryan.
me just say, for our 10th anniversary show, the whole show culminated, I should say, in a battle with a guy in an inflatable dinosaur costume. And this was our friend and now yours, JP, who came out in this costume. And in our big 10th anniversary show, the last thing that happened is this head did not inflate, the T-Rex head. And he just walked on stage in this floppy dinosaur head that we had to like fake punch for a while. And it actually turned out to be the greatest thing possible in that moment because it looked so fucking stupid. But yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I said that I care about you guys' names, and that was a lie, because what I really care about now is what are you naming the scorpion?
That's a great question because I've been thinking about this too,
Solid question.
and I don't know. I don't know, but I think it's a she.
Great.
Yeah. Nancy Sinatra?
Nancy.
Oh, that's good.
I think Bessie is a little too classic.
Yeah.
It sounds like Nessie too, like the Loch Ness.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Consider that, that scorpion is probably going to look like it crawled straight off of Ryan Reynolds' jacket in Drive.
Yes.
Drive 2011 is a film.
Ryan Gosling.
Did I say Ryan Reynolds? God.
You did. Yeah.
You just have Deadpool on the mind.
Oh.
Honestly, Drive with Ryan Reynolds might be a better movie. Like, I would maybe actually like that movie then.
Leighton hates Drive.
That'd be sick, actually.
I do hate Drive.
So, are you suggesting we should name it something with a drive pun, like Winona Driver, like?
It's pretty good.
Immediately great.
Baby Driver, of course.
Baby Driver.
Or maybe just Gretchen.
Sure.
Or Gwyneth.
Gwyneth is very good.
Gwyneth is
I
pretty
like
good.
Gwyneth, the Golden Scorpion.
Sounds like fancy and nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Gwyneth is solid.
How would you spell it the normal way? Gwyneth?
Yeah, the normal way. GWYZFOOQ.
Exclamation point.
I think we need to be like good parents, and we need to meet her first.
Oh yeah.
We
Uh-huh.
Scorpion. We need to have a conversation and see
it's
what
like
the
naming
vibe
a car.
is.
Like, you can't name the car before you drive the car.
Right.
Right.
You know?
By just looking at it online.
Yeah, we got to blow up the Scorpion in the middle of Eric's living room on Instagram Live, and then we'll find a name for it.
I like this a lot. Can I give you another piece of tour advice that I would do if I were you?
We need it.
Last show, sign it and sell it.
Oh,
whoa.
That's pretty good. The only thing is we kind of want to do a Scorpion Train tour, part 2, like leg 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
but just order another one.
Order
another one.
That's
sell
not
it for thrice the price.
This is what we would do on NSP tours is because I wanted like a nice full length digital keyboard to play. We would buy it at the first show of the tour, cart it around the bus, and then to avoid shipping it back, all sign it and then sell it on the last thing. And it's like, we wouldn't auction it off. We just have a price, first come, first serve. And it always went. And one time I cut my finger on stage during it. So I had my blood all over it, which was really fucking
way
cool.
up.
Yeah.
Metal.
Hell yeah. Right.
Metal is
I thought you were going to sell vials of your own blood
Oh, I wish.
at the merch stand.
At one point, I started bleeding, so I left stage and connected myself to an IV, and I bagged as much of my blood as I could.
And sold it.
And we sold it for $300 a bag.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Have you guys ever debated selling bathwater? I've thought about this, but I wonder if it's some kind of FDA violation.
It feels like it would be so much water too.
Yeah, gotta be honest, I've never considered that.
I don't really bathe.
Yeah, I mostly shower.
What we could do.
Well, Brian loves to soak.
I do love to soak. I'm a big
I
soaker.
hear you.
He's a schwitz.
I love a jacuzzi, so similar vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would do Wolves of Glendale jacuzzi water.
Wolves of Glendale.
That's
used
very good.
jacuzzi water.
That's pretty good.
Do not drink.
No,
Do not attempt to drink.
unless you want superpowers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What did-
unless you want to be like Space Jam, like that scene when they all drink the water in the water.
Did some YouTuber, I mean, multiple people have done this sell the bathwater thing, haven't they?
Yeah.
First time hearing of this, but
Yeah.
I believe you guys.
Yes, I've heard of this.
I had not.
And toenail clippings as well.
Mm-hmm. Underwear.
Oh,
the
it's
usual.
little hair effigies. Yeah.
That's crazy gross.
I would like to hear about this deep red hoodie that you're wearing.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Turn it up.
Absolutely.
It's a very nice hoodie.
Deep Red is one of my favorite films. Profondo Rosso.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Giallo fanatic.
Is that your favorite, Giallo?
Served to me on Instagram, and I was like, "You nailed me, algorithm," and I bought it way too quickly.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Are you a fan of?
I have not seen. I'm a big Argento fan. I've still not seen Profondo Rosso. So.
Oh, that's. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's his best.
It's up there, yeah.
Okay. All right. I think the last one I watched was Phenomenon, which is curveball.
Is that the one with the writer?
No, that's Tenebrae.
Oh, Tenebrae.
Isn't that a John Travolta film?
Phenomenon?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah, Phenomenon is, but Phenomena
The
is
sequel.
the American
It's the sequel.
title for what was called Critters in Italy.
Oh.
Stars a young Jennifer Connelly. She's 13, and she can talk
right.
to bugs.
Yeah, the bugs are pretty great.
But that is not the movie that we know as Critters here, which is a different franchise.
Also, Donald Pleasance is in it? Question mark. And a monkey.
Yes, he plays a entomologist whose assistant is a monkey. And he's in a wheelchair, and so the monkey helps him out with stuff, and he points like a little laser pointer.
Yeah, very normal movie.
What do we call phenomena?
But this is not
phenomena.
It's not Monkey Shines, an Experiment in Fear, which is a separate film, right?
No, it's not Monkey Shines, and it's not Outbreak.
Right.
Yes. This is a monkey, and he finds a scalpel and becomes a monkey with a weapon, essentially. And he sort of goes on, I don't want to spoil it, but he does go on a bit of a murderous rampage in the movie.
And the name of our next studio album will be A Monkey with a Weapon.
Yeah. A chimpan spree.
Yeah, chimpan spree.
Wow.
Breed. What?
Yes.
Brian, home run.
Thank you very much. That's what
Amazing.
I do.
Yeah, I think when I watched Phenomena, I was as a double feature with Chopping Mall.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which is a real treat. Yeah.
Incredible.
Chopping Mall?
Yes, an incredible American 80s B movie where a bunch of kids get stuck in a mall. They're locked in, but the mall has a new security system that's robots that can kill you.
I love this.
Yes.
And it's great. It is exactly what you want it to be. It's really good.
God, I want to see that ASAP. That's a good tour movie, probably.
It is.
Watch that on
Yes.
tour.
Yes.
The cool thing that like the teens in that movie are doing to hang out is staying overnight in a mall and all fucking in a bed store. You know, that's what the teens do.
Yes.
Yeah, classic teen move, yeah.
The ultimate pleasure.
That's what always do. Sneak into the mall.
Yeah.
Fucking Amelie's.
Yeah. Have sex in the same big room.
Yeah. In a Journeys.
Yeah, in a Journeys, right.
Yeah.
I'll go to Spencer's and try to get laid.
Yeah.
I have an important question for you all.
Great.
What are each of your favorite places in Glendale?
Ooh,
wow.
That's an easy one for me.
Well, I think we need to, for people who don't know, what is Glendale? Let's start there, because some people are not familiar with the Los Angeles area. So describe Glendale to an outsider.
It's known as the Jewel City. Glendale is northeast of Los Angeles, and it's actually a really huge area. There's a lot of places that are like La Crescenta, for example, which is another whole area.
It stands for it's croissant in French.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
It's an expansive area, but it's very, it's like suburban, quiet, lots of parks, little parks, and I think that's what we all loved about it. It's quaint.
Well, and I think there's something important to mention here, which is that Glendale has one particularly important establishment / experience, and of course, I'm referring to the Americana.
Yep.
Yes.
The
G, as I like to refer to it as.
Yes, the Galleria and the Americana, an incredible place to shop, see movies, walk around, enjoy time with your loved ones.
I no longer live
in the music of Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. So I was just going to say, I used to live a 15-minute walk from the Americana, and after a busy day, I would walk from my door and I would just take like 3 laps around the fountain, and I'd just like turn my phone off. I would go to C's Candy and I would get a vanilla lollipop, and I would enjoy the lollipop and take 3 or 4 laps around the fountain, listen to some Frankie, and get back to work.
Do you guys know anyone that has ever lived there? I know one person that lived at
like
the
in
Americana.
the apartments upstairs?
Yes.
No.
I don't know someone that has lived there, but there was a time where me and my now wife, then girlfriend, were looking for like auditions and stuff, like on Craigslist, and just like random stuff to do with extra time. And we found this one that was shooting at one of the apartments at Americana. And so we were like, well, we don't know anything about this. It doesn't pay very well, whatever, but we need to know what it looks like in these places that we walk by all the time. And we went, and it was a hellhole. It was,
really? I believe that.
Like, not very well, but I think it's the fault of the owners of the place, who are crazy people and the sketch made no sense that they were trying to shoot, and it involved a live chicken. It was basically like they were pretending like we were at a Benihana's and they were going to kill a live chicken. Yes, at the apartment. And so now we forever, connect that experience with like God knows what people are doing.
Wow,
this Americana place.
Well, luckily you can just go down to C's Chickens and get a chicken for the sketch.
Yeah, easy.
That's what I would do. I would go. Whenever I needed to blow off steam, I would go to C's Chicken.
Yep.
Get a whole chicken.
Yep.
And eat it and walk a few laps around the G.
Yeah. Work off.
And the
chicken.
Sprinkles actually has a chicken vending machine. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Get a boiled chicken for $16.
Okay, so that's Glendale. That's the Americana.
Well, wait,
because
I want to very quickly just give shout outs because you asked our favorite establishments in Glendale. I have a few. So Fish King has to be mentioned. We all love Fish King.
Yes, Fish King is the best. I love Fish King.
That's the only number one option. That's the one at the top.
Well, I would say a close two would have to be Da Juice Bar.
Oh, the Juice above Highlight.
DA Juice Bar for me.
That's bold.
You can go there and get great wraps, sandwiches, juices, smoothies. It's unbelievable. And then, of course, yes, Tom Bones is correct. Highlight Coffee, which is also in Glendale and rules.
If I could circle back to the Juice Bar for 1 second, their breakfast burrito is made with mashed potatoes, which is a real dark horse in the breakfast burrito landscape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah. I love the brand library.
Yeah.
I work there often and write, and it's like this great arts library that's in an old mansion by the fella that used to own all of Glendale in like the 20s.
This is the one that's on the top of the little hill in the park.
Yes.
Right?
That's
yes.
Right. And there's an incredible hike above it that's
intense.
short but intense and really fun.
Yeah, that library is great. It's such a cool old building. It's got this like kind of living roomy vibe. I really, really like it. Yeah, Glendale, I feel like is the subject of some mockery, but actually seems like a pretty great place. I know a lot of people that have lived there and love it.
It's sort of the Nickelback of cities.
It's like you can make fun of it all you want,
Well said, Eric.
but then you listen to How You Remind Me, and guess what?
Yeah,
you know all the words.
And then you go to their concert, and there's 10,000 people here.
Yeah, they sell out so high.
Right.
Yeah, so laugh at that.
Right. Easy to make fun of, but then you eat a fish taco from Fish King, and you go,
Shut your
I'm
mouth.
an idiot.
Yeah.
Or the poke there is really solid too.
Yes,
right?
it is.
It's all solid.
I'll probably get that once a week, my dog.
Yeah, it's the best. Hold on. I just got a message from UCLA Health.
Read it out loud.
Okay.
Your test results?
Back end, they don't look good.
Let's see. Oh, I have a new message in the My Chart.
Oh.
Been there, brother.
All right. Well, I'll get on that as soon as possible.
We can just diagnose you if there's something going on. You can describe it in detail.
Yeah,
we'll tell
Wolves
you
of
what it
Glendale.
is.
Yeah, we're doing telehealth next year.
I like this a lot. Yeah.
We've partnered with ZocDoc.
Yeah, streaming number.
I feel like we've committed about 12 HIPAA violations already on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I think
That's the draw. That's the selling point. Are you tired of your doctors following the rules?
Yes.
Yeah, come to Wolves of Glendale.
I think that advertising budgets are definitely shrinking with podcasts. And I think more natural, organic brand integration is going to be the next step.
No doubt.
And so I think ZocDoc will probably just partner with various influencers, and then they could diagnose you.
Right.
What is your dream sponsorship? Like someone reaches out to Wolves of Glendale.
Oh, man. Dream sponsorship?
Because I'll tell you, with NSP, no one's even come. I don't think anyone has ever thought we should get NSP to advertise this. No, we've never had anyone reach out for anything for any reason.
You literally got an email yesterday from a sex toy company saying that you should partner. So I don't know what you're.
That was spam for sure.
That was spam.
Damn.
You got catfished.
Again.
Brand collab for Wolves of Glendale.
Should we say personal and band?
I would say just band. I mean, we got to, what's
okay.
Well, what does Wolves of Glen? I like this question.
I have two that come to mind. One, popcorners.
That makes a lot of sense.
We eat a ton of popcorners on the road.
Our most consumed snack on the road.
Easily. Yeah. We could each crush a party-sized bag. No
of kettle
problem.
Corn popcorners.
Two, I personally think that we should all be outfitted by the brand Gramici.
I don't know Gramici. What is Gramici?
Climbing brand, and I recently bought a jacket from them. I love Gramici.
That's a personal one for
Yeah,
Eric.
that's personal.
But I think we should all have Gramici, and we should all be a Gramici band.
I think if anything, it's got to be like a jumpsuit, because jumpsuits are like the thing. It should be
like a tracksuit.
Yeah, Dickies jumpsuits make sense to me.
Dude, if Dickies made like a signature series that they sold on their website, a Wolves of Glendale custom-made fitted jumpsuit,
that's what I'm talking about.
That would be so sick.
What's the brand? So our friends Twerp got Sweatcetos. That's what they're called. Custom-made Sweatcetos, which are monogrammed tracksuits in their colors. Yeah, they wear them on tour all the time.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
We're definitely rocking the Dickies jumpsuit for this next tour, but I do think 2025 we will need a jumpsuit upgrade of some sort.
Definitely.
So lasers on it.
Either lasers or velvet
or smoke machine in the shoulders.
Yes.
Right.
Fire.
Something upgrade.
My dream sponsorship is Gushers. I think NSP Gushers presents Ninja Sex Party, right?
That's really good.
That sounds really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound cool. That's exactly the word I would use to describe it. It's cool.
It does to me. I mean,
when was the last time you ate Gushers, Brian?
Well, it depends what you mean by that. But the candy, probably a couple weeks ago.
Would you call it candy?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would call it a snack.
It was packed into school lunch growing up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I would consider it like a fruit snack.
It's candy adjacent, though, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, now
it's sweet as hell, but I would say fruit in the dessert oeuvre is not it's on the fringes.
It's not fruit.
I think it's candy if you're going by like movie theater kids snack rules, where now you can't get like Reese's Pieces or whatever. They're like, here's Welch's fruit snacks, child.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. They sell Welch's at AMC in the checkout lane.
They certainly do.
It's a candy.
It's definitely, I would say in adulthood, in retrospect, it's definitely a candy. It's a sugar-filled soft packet filled with liquidy sugar juice.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, I even think of fruit roll-ups as pretty much candy, right? I mean, they're packaged for kids.
Is like they're trying to disguise it. It's a candy.
100%.
Stuff growing up, my mom never bought that for us.
My mom bought too much.
Really?
Yes, it was a problem. We had candy constantly, Oreos constantly, Coca-Cola always in the fridge, always in the fridge.
Wow,
it was a problem.
I've told this, I mentioned this on the show before, but every night as a child, probably from ages roughly 5 through 10, I would have a Slim Jim and a glass of warm milk.
What a combo!
That's psychotic. I love it.
Yeah.
I love imagining you.
I didn't dip them though. Yeah.
Thank you for specifying.
Oh yeah, you don't want that
holding and eating a long Slim Jim, like a very long Audrey Hepburn type cigarette.
Well, I did put it in a cigarette.
Milk.
I had a cigarette holder that I would stick the Slim Jim into, so it was even longer.
Breakfast at Slim Jiminy's.
Yeah. And
why and how was the milk warm?
Great question.
We had this device called a microwave that we used to warm the milk.
Glass of milk.
So you purposefully wanted the milk warm.
Hot milk is pretty good.
I was told, and I feel like this is a thing a lot of people are told, at least as kids, that a glass of warm milk has kind of sleep enhancing, like makes you tired. Now this might be complete bullshit, but this is what I always learned. And so I think, because I wasn't a great sleeper, I'm still not a great sleeper, but as a kid, I just became this habit of like, oh, that's how you go to sleep, is you have a glass of warm milk and a Slim Jim, and then you drift off into slumberland.
So incredible. Wait, a Slim Jim is not a dream sponsor for NSP?
Oh, that would be good, actually.
Yes, right? Smoked meat stick. Come on.
That's like right on brand for you guys.
Yeah, and kind of on brand.
Yeah, exactly.
They feel really silly as a brand.
Ninja Slim Party.
I do like that. Yeah, I'd like that.
Ninja Slim Party.
Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, take out my the one thing in the band title that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Jimja. Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be your bit now, is that you have your mask and you have a little hole in it that you can shove your Slim Jim into.
A Slim Jim hole.
You're the classic Jimja.
Yeah, and then one time in the middle of every show, you have a glass of warm milk and fall asleep.
Yeah, and I consume it Flashdance style in the middle of the show. Yeah,
the narcolepsy party.
I do think that one of the funniest things you can do is feed people stuff or be fed stuff consistently, right?
Mm-hmm. That scares.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrifying. That's the point.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know why.
The cornerstone of Brian's comedy.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, being terrifying.
Being fed, yeah, but food-related bits.
Spooking people out with meat.
Force feeding people, yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I don't know why, like, hot chocolate is hot milk.
Yes. So is a latte.
Yeah, and so is a latte and stuff. But for some reason, the concept of just putting cold milk in a glass and then heating it up in a microwave like freaks me out.
Yeah,
well, but the skin on the top,
and you can get a steamed milk. This is not too uncommon, right? Just as a steamed.
Yeah, no, it's very common.
I think it's just it works both ways.
It does. It totally does.
Chocolate milk is great when it's cold. Hot chocolate is great when it's warm. What do you want?
Yeah.
I feel like we would be. Look, this is somewhat a meeting of the minds here. We have a bunch of comedy musicians in a room. We got to talk. The fans demand that we talk a little bit about process and our music and things like this, right? If we pass up on this opportunity, we'll be disappointing the Legion of Skanks, which is what we call the fans of this show. So one thing I was thinking, I was listening to as I do frequently, your guys' stuff, and kind of like, what is the difference between your sound and a Ninja Sex Party sound and style of comedy and this sort of thing. And it occurred to me that one of the main things, I think one of the big differences in our music is you guys tend to go pretty plot heavy with songs in a way that we don't. And that's not a value judgment. It's just listening to the different types of songs. Plot heavy songs are worse, but I'm not saying that here. But I was curious, is that like an intentional choice, or is that just kind of the stuff you find yourself writing?
That's a good question. I feel like it happens kind of naturally for us. And it was kind of, what's crazy is it was an unspoken thing from day one. The first song we ever wrote together was Vaping in Vegas.
Yep. And great song. Which is the first song of yours I ever heard. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Thank you. We sat down with this little musical motif, and all of a sudden we just started like pitching ideas about this guy, this like real piece of shit guy that moves to Vegas after
leaves his family.
Yeah, leaves his family. And it was just so funny to us to write and make up this imaginary story about this imaginary person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like it always unfolds as we're writing it. So the way you're hearing it is the sort of the way that we came up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, wouldn't it be funny if this happened right after this, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this happens? Well, how can we elevate this thing that just happened?
Right. Because that's what's so great about your songs is it's just like constant left turns into like, whoa, we're over here now. Fuck. Which is what makes them so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of like telling sort of an interesting story, where it's like,
there's songs for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's also what just makes any good movie really intriguing is the disbursement of information, whether it's a comedy or a horror or a drama or anything. So I think that's kind of what guides us when we're writing stuff is like, okay, we know all of this until now. And then if we drop this piece of information, that changes the whole game and is very exciting and unpredictable. Mm-hmm. So it makes people lean in. So I think, just any new information is always nice.
Yeah. And I think it is pretty distinctive to your style too. Like I was trying to think of other bands that do that kind of like, oh, we're telling a real story here, and the comedy is what's happening in the story. And I think that's somewhat unusual in comedy music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some other ones that come to mind are like Weird Al's Albuquerque.
Yes, absolutely.
11-minute epic.
Too. Yeah, actually, I wanted to look up Weird Al's.
But also, I mean, I think the biggest one is like Tribute.
Sure.
Which is them telling the story about how they wrote this song.
Right. Yep.
And then, it just escalates.
I think we also just have like an awareness or maybe even a paranoia about the audience getting bored, and we don't want that to happen. So we're like, what about this? What about this?
Right.
What about if this thing happened? You like that? So I think that's also part of it maybe too.
Yeah, and it's the same thing in the latest Ricky in the latest single too, right? It's a story about the horse and what happens after you get the horse.
Guy that's set up with 9 to 5, and he wants to make a change. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I didn't I didn't listen to is the radio edit of Ricky. So what's the difference between Ricky and the radio edit?
So that was a conscious choice because we do have a lot of young fans,
Mm-hmm.
and I do get sometimes we'll get messages from parents being like, I want to play this song in the car. They love this song all the time, but
Dude.
you guys drop the F-bomb or whatever.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
I'm sure you guys get that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were recording this song, because we all agreed like there's certain moments that are just straight up funnier to us, and when we play it live that have cursing. But then it was like, well, while we're in the studio, it'll take us 10 seconds to just replace
Friggin'.
some of these words, with friggin', or with there's a line where Eric says,
Sold it for the horse. Fuck.
right, yes, I where's my car? I sold it for the horse. Fuck. And then in that moment, he says, dang
I
it,
said, dang it.
on the
Sounds like it's equally funny in
Yeah.
Eric's delivery, and we wouldn't have found that if we weren't trying to accommodate a younger demographic.
Yep.
yeah, right. And now you can have a bunch of 4-year-olds going, dang it,
Dang it.
and that's
Do
great.
you know the famous censored cut of Repo Man? Have you ever seen this?
No.
No.
Do you know Repo Man, the movie?
Yes.
So for the TV version forever, some maniac did the overdubs for the censored version. And so, for example, instead of motherfucker, they say melon farmer. And and so there are lines in it like, flip you, you flippin' melon farmer.
Most of them on the run don't even use their flipping social security numbers. There's just some way to find out how much the melon farmers owe and making them pay. Holy cow, bud.
And it has gotten a life of its own because someone was just like, I'm having fun with this, and replaced, and arguably is better and funnier than the uncensored movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps, etc.
You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps? That's what happens.
Yeah, right.
and I will say, I do think there is something to that just overall. Like,
Yep.
we'll curse, obviously, in our songs, and sometimes it's warranted, but we do have often a conversation of like, okay, obviously we can say fucking shit here, but can we brainstorm real quick and find the funnier, because everyone knows what we're saying, but
Yep.
is there a funnier way to say it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, we have exactly those same conversations because you don't want it to become a crutch, right? A comedy crutch, and you're just swearing, and people are like, "Oh, they said fuck, what?" And
Yeah.
when deployed right, they can be very, very funny, but you don't want it to be the go-to thing that kind of takes the place of thinking about the
Exactly.
comedy.
That's
If you had to boil it down, what's the NSP process?
In songwriting in general, you mean?
Yeah. Or
Well,
ethos,
It's changed a lot over the years. We're in year 15 now of being a band, and what it is now is so we more often than not, we'll have a title in mind when we start writing. We have a Google document, which is, I think, about 75 pages of stupid song ideas, just titles, which are 99.999% bad. And just no human being should ever read them or see them or much less turn them into songs. But they're just years of brain dumps. I scoured every email we'd ever sent to each other and just put them all into a thing. And so we'll kind of scroll through and be like, oh, that sounds like a fun one to work on today. Then Jim Roach, who is actually the guy that introduced me to you originally, but sent me the song, and reached out to you. And did you hang out with him at one point? I can't remember.
No, we
I would
zoomed with him.
never hang out with a fan.
You zoomed. So he and I will start coming up with some musical ideas, and Dan will often go leave to do vocal warm-ups, and then we'll come up with a few ideas, and then we'll all get together and start batting around lyrics, and then it just kind of evolves from there. That's the typical way it goes, more often than not.
Wow. You guys have like a secret third member.
Yeah, well, because so the big evolution for us was getting a producer and co-writer, Jim. For the first 3 albums we did, it was just me and Dan, and effectively did not have a producer. And then I actually weirdly, we distributed everything through CD Baby for a while for our first few albums, and our rep there was like, "Hey, I know this guy does comedy music. I think you guys really hit it off." Introduced us. This was Jim, and we really hit it off. And he saw exactly like he was already a pretty accomplished guy at that point. Had an Emmy for he did the "Girl You Don't Need Makeup" song from Inside Amy Schumer. And knew what he was doing, and saw a band that was like needed development, like needed someone who knew what they were doing to actually make the recordings and could level up, from a variety of perspectives. So adding him like took us from we have funny ideas and can write decent songs to now we have a guy who knows how to actually record them and make them better from a production standpoint.
Wow. Right, only strengthens the bones of the song to make it, more genre heavy and just like sell the ideas more.
100%.
Really, the production is so clean. It sounds.
Oh, thanks.
Parents' House specifically is like it's crystal.
Thank
really
you.
great, man.
Yeah, that was. I mean, we wrote that with Jim, and we're also very lucky to have these guys TWRP that we play with a lot and use as session guys, and those to me. Parents' House, I love that song, maybe my favorite NSP song, and it just is made by the bass on that song, which is Commander Miach from Twerp, who that is you were listening to one take of that song with him. It's not the only take he did, but we just used an entire take because he just was in the pocket and he was just crushing it. It's like, fuck it, that's the one.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
And the guy who referred you guys to Jim gets 20%, or?
He got 20% fired by CD Baby, and is now doing other stuff.
80% promoted.
Yeah, a very sweet guy that honestly I didn't even think about this until you said it right now. Like I personally owe a lot of my career now to this one dude who just sent an email, which was like, "Hey, let me connect you guys." Right. Yeah. Very sweet guy. Shout out to, he did not actually get fired, Ben Hubbard at formerly of CD Baby, who was responsible for a big game changer for me. Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Ben.
Indeed.
Well, speaking of clean production, something I'm always really impressed with you guys' stuff is that I think you have like social media and video production stuff just like down. I think a lot of people have a hard time with that, and you guys' edits are so perfect. They elevate the songs. Like, I'm curious about what your process on those decisions are, because that whole realm of like video editing completely not in my wheelhouse. It's like magic to me.
Wow. You're talking about our social media stuff or the music videos?
Both, honestly.
Oh, okay.
The music videos got to give a shout out to Ben Joyner, who directed the ones that are really cool looking. Olivia, Loud Ass Connor, and then and Forever Holiday, who produced them, which is a production company that our buddies run. So without them, we would truly never have those awesome videos, which essentially started our band together. Like, those were the first ones released. And then social media stuff, a lot of it is because of Tom. Tom, was a very successful solo guy before we even met Tom.
R.I.P.
And R.I.P. to Tom.
R.I.P. to me.
Yeah.
So, when we got together, we knew that was like a huge thing. Like, we have to be, posting on socials and trying to get, views and all that stuff. And so we were like, Tom, you do this. What do you got? You got an idea? Like, let's do it. And yeah, it's been incredible too.
Tom, people have been sending me your videos for years. Like,
no way.
Independent. Oh yeah. Like, people. Oh, you really like this kind of stuff. Just random texts. I'm like, I know that guy.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So wait, how do you, Wolves of Glendale and Brian, how did you guys connect?
Jim Roach.
Oh.
Jimmy.
Slim Jim.
We
got.
I think he just sent us a random email. Right?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think he heard Vaping in Vegas and was like, man, these guys are great. And just sent an email. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we went to base camp together.
We went to base camp in Burbank together just to hang out. Yep.
Yeah, which is great.
Stayed in touch.
And NSP has always been like, because modern day musical comedy, there aren't many bands that are really doing it at the level that y'all are doing it.
Oh,
and
thanks.
that want to be doing it and pride ourselves. Like there's a standard, and you guys are in the conversation with Tenacious D, Concords, like Burnham, like you're all in that tier. And so like we've known about Ninja Sex Party for ages, especially 15 years. That's a fucking triumph.
It's crazy.
Insane. So it was cool to finally be able to like, talk to you and know that you're like a great dude too.
Oh,
like,
thank you. No, I mean, that's such a nice compliment. I think I told essentially the same thing to you as well. Like the thing I noticed about you guys is the music sounds fucking great. And this was always our goal in NSP is like write good music that also is funny. And we didn't want to do the, 3 chords with an acoustic guitar thing that is kind of a cliche in comedy music. And when that's great, it's great. But, we wanted to do something a little more elevated. I have a jazz background. Like, let's use some interesting chords and stuff. And the moment I heard Vapin' in Vegas, the first song I heard from you guys, I was like, oh yeah, they have the same philosophy, which is like, let's make good music. The difference I think with you guys is you knew what you were doing more than we did. Like if you listen to that first NSP album, we have no idea what the fuck we're doing. Like it's very clunky and kind of amateurish, I think in a way that is fun, but it is not like a well-produced, clean album. Like it's, we were kind of doing the best we could given the recording skills we had at the time. But you guys came out of the gate because you're also, you have a lot of experience and have been doing this in other capacities for a while. So Wolves of Glendale was not your first project.
Yeah, right. Definitely just, the result of, exactly, doing comedy music for years separately and then coming together as a, I would say super group, but it's really like a big crap group.
Mm-hmm. A big stinky turd group.
Yeah, big poop group, if you will.
Yeah.
Coming together, for the first time after many times of doing it. I think that's helped out.
And playing serious bands for many years, and I think all three of us at one point were just like, we're going to be legitimate, serious musicians.
Oh yeah, I still will be one day.
Yeah, one thing I like too is I guess traditionally in the music industry you hear stories about people being assholes. And I know a bunch of comedy musicians from just being in the world for a while. And it very much feels like a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. We're all rooting for each other. It's like, hey, how can we help each other? We're all trying to do the same thing in slightly different ways, but with the same goal of like, write good music. And I love that it really does feel like a community of like pretty fucking awesome people that are all eager to help each other's out. We had, I don't know if you guys know Psycho Stick, a really good comedy band as well, like a comedy metal band. They've been around longer than we have.
We got to look that up.
They're really great. They've been around forever. We had them on the show.
Similar affinity for hot dogs.
Yes.
Nice.
Been around for a while. I think they're past 20 years, maybe even at this point.
Dude, I've never heard of this band. You guys heard of this?
No.
Can't wait to
the numbers I can only count to 4 does look familiar.
12 million streams. That's crazy.
Okay, we're going to check
Song
this
called
out.
Beer, 10 million streams.
Beer's a really good one. Beard, Grow a Beard, or whatever that one's called. That's a really good one.
I feel like you guys would get along really well. Like when I think about the times that we've had groups of people on the show, like they all came on as a group with the same mic setup, and I think that you guys would be very simpatico.
Yeah.
Nice. To reach out to them. That's cool. Yeah. Can't wait to hear that.
I will introduce you guys because they're buds as well, and super sweet guys.
I feel like they would also get along really well with Viper Club.
Yes, also Viper Club. Do you want
to
describe?
Does everyone have a cooler fucking band name than us?
Well, Viper Club is not a comedy band, but they are a good
I know.
band.
I just mean that they're very funny, internet savvy guys with similar energy.
Yes, and because Viper Club also has a pretty big TikToker, Jack Vanderpool.
Yes, that's why I bring it
well.
up. Very similar sensibilities.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Viper Club.
So, but yeah, I just like that. I have yet to meet a comedy musician who seems like standoffish and, like kind of like, fuck you. Yeah, everyone seems pretty cool.
Well, it's such a niche outsider thing that I think it's like, if we don't stick together, then we won't survive. It's just, you have to, I think, love what this is so much. And then because you do, when you meet someone else that loves it so much, it's instantly like, oh my God, you like this weird thing too? Thank God.
That loves it and gets it and cares as much as you do about this thing. Like NSP and like, so many of these other bands that we admire do. They take it so seriously. They take the dumbest shit possible as seriously as you can. And
that's right. I mean, that's what,
lineage too. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, please, Eric.
Oh, I was just saying, I think it's part of the lineage as well, where, we've been fortunate enough to meet Tenacious D and Weird Al and the sort of elder statesmen, if you will, of comedy music. And they are the nicest people.
Dr. Demento.
Dr. Demento as well.
You guys got to meet Dr. Demento?
He comes to all of our shows if he can.
What? Oh, that's great.
That's amazing.
He's the nicest guy in the world. So I think that's just like a thing that's passed down as well. Or it's just like, if you want to succeed in comedy music, you sort of have to be really nice.
Yep. Well. I've never met either of the D guys, but Al has been, we've been in touch with him for years now, and he has been just the nicest I mean, I could not imagine, the never meet your heroes thing you hear all the time. Of course, obviously, I was a huge Weird Al fan as a kid, and I am a huge Weird Al fan to this day. And I literally could not imagine a nicer or kinder person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love to hear that.
Yeah. It's great.
Say it out loud.
Who else were comedy wise? Like who were big to you guys growing up?
I remember Stephen Lynch at the same time that I discovered Weird Al. I remember listening to him and being like, what is this? It's like so inappropriate and it's funny and it's weird and it's like, I didn't know that was possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you mean like music or comedy music?
Either one. I mean, music for sure, but just in general, yeah.
What else for you guys? I mean, the D, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, D was big for me.
I mean, comedy adjacent, I'd say Beastie Boys was big. Blink-182, they were really funny.
Yeah, I like the Bare Naked Ladies also, which is like not comedy music, but close enough. And
enough. Yeah,
close enough. But yeah, I mean, in just the... Sorry, we have a delivery, I think, here.
Yeah, this might need to be cut out. Sorry.
I'll go get it.
Scorpion?
It's here.
Cool. Yeah, the second Scorpion has arrived.
God, I wish.
Sister Scorpion.
Sister Scorpion. Gwyneth, too. I mean, Norm Macdonald, I loved so much. Chris Rock.
Yeah, I watched a lot. I don't watch a lot of stand-up now. But when I was a kid, I watched a lot of stand-up. And so because, I'm 49, so I was a teenager during like the comedy boom of the 80s when it was like all the people and I remember when Seinfeld was a stand-up and watching one of his routines like over and over and over again with my parents and just thinking, this is the funniest fucking guy I've ever seen. Yeah, before the show, before anything like that. Yeah.
Seinfeld's incredible.
I hope they never come back, by the way.
No, they're done.
They just walked.
I locked them out. I know for all three of us, Sandler is another huge one.
Uh-huh.
I just loved his albums and stuff. That was one of the first CDs I had, actually. My cousin gave me.
Oh, yeah.
And What the Hell Happened to Me album, and I was just like, okay, well, this is possible?
Yeah.
What is the first CD that you ever bought?
The first CD I actually bought two because I was going on a trip and my dad let me pick two, and it was Will Smith's record, the first one.
Not the DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince one, but his first as Will Smith.
Solo one, which I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of right now. It's not Millennium. It's the one
before that.
Big Willie Style.
I
got Big Willie Style, which is also, I would argue, comedy adjacent. And then I got a Savage Garden CD. So I got those two CDs at the same time. And then I think shortly after it was like Significant Other by Limp Bizkit and Dookie by Green Day.
Mm-hmm.
Talking first albums?
First albums.
Yeah, first you bought with your own money.
All Killer No Filler by Sum 41.
Boom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Now we got to ask, because everyone's clamoring to know, what's that delivery that just came through?
Merch.
Bunch of merch that we have to roll up to take to the UK.
Well, so no, please, Tom.
No. I have nothing to say about that.
I was going to say, while we have time, let's talk about the tour.
Great.
So you guys actually have two different kind of things coming up in the near future. So first you got UK, or not just UK, but a couple other places as well. Yeah.
Yes, if you live in Ireland, Scotland, or England, please come see us. It's very rare that we're over there. We've never been there before. We're very excited. We're opening for a band called Punk Rock Factory, which is incredible. They do punk rock covers of Disney songs and TV theme songs and stuff. It's really cool. And then we come back here and we have the Scorpion Train Tour, our headline tour across America for 5 weeks.
We start in San Francisco on November 6th, I believe.
Yep.
And we'll be out until December 13th. We're closing in LA at the El Rey Theater, all over the country. A bunch of shows we're super excited for. We're trying some stuff in this show that we have certainly never tried to do live. We're taking a lot of the elements from our first tour and just magnifying them and kind of heightening everything in a way that is really, really fun. We're very excited.
Yeah.
When you guys play live, what's the ratio of like song to fucking around with comedy stuff?
Yeah, it ranges, but I feel like if I had to put numbers to it, I want to go like 80-20, maybe 75.
I would say 70-30.
I would say 70-30 close.
70-30
music to comedy.
Okay, yeah. 70-30 makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about what we do too. Something like that.
Yeah.
Because
the songs are relatively long, and then
they're the tent poles of the show.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have plans for non-show stuff that you're excited to see while you're on this tour over across the pond or in the U.S.? Landmarks or places?
Stonehenge.
That would be great.
It's both of y'all's first time in Dublin, correct?
Correct.
Sorry, but speaking of Stonehenge, I did want to shout out Ilvis, which is another huge.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Love them so much.
Yeah, that was. I mean, when the Fox came out, like, fuck, that was a real game changer.
That sent them.
I was hoping that their other songs would hit as hard, but it didn't happen in the mainstream. But I definitely I know every song of theirs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, first time. Yeah, I've never been to any of the cities that we're going to in the UK. I think we have a day off in Liverpool, which I was pretty psyched about.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
I've never been to Dublin. We're gonna go to Guinness Storehouse.
We're definitely gonna do that.
It's worth it. It's fun.
Definitely worth it.
Beer is good. Go to the big jail, Kilmainham. Is that what it's called? There's a big jail just outside of town that they filmed a billion different things at, including the big dance sequence at the end of Paddington 2, where they do the Sondheim song. You know, the listen to the rain on the roof go pit pit a pat. That one. That's filmed there. It's fucking cool.
I would definitely. Well, I'm always down to see a jail.
Yeah.
That's what we like to do on our days off anyway.
Yeah,
so
we're big jail heads. I like to rip a bunch of things and go walk around a jail.
Visit the local prison.
Yeah, try to balance out our comedy show with a good jail.
Yeah.
The Trinity College, the library there is dope. It's like classic stuff. But the Guinness one is worth seeing.
And there's a great tiny jail in that library as well.
A book jail. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That's where the book thieves go.
Yes, exactly.
And so what was the connection to Punk Rock Factory? Just, reached out. That's awesome.
On DM.
I think they DM'd us on Instagram, actually.
They hit us up, and I think what they were first saying was, we are listening to you guys on our tour.
Right.
That's great.
We dig the stuff, and would you guys ever be, interested in coming over here and opening for us? And we were like, absolutely.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, bro, your shit is absolutely mental, man."
What?
We love to hit with you. It's incredible.
It is so great. And I feel like I should do this more, is just send emails to people I'm a fan of. Just be like, hey, man, really like your stuff. It's awesome. You don't expect it. You just want to reach out to another person who's doing something cool and be like, hey, you're great. And some portion of the time they hit you back. They're like, well, I listen to your stuff and blah, blah, like this.
It's never been easier to do that, especially with Instagram. If you're making stuff for Instagram, it's just like, just shoot a DM. Odds are you're right. If you're in the same space, then, mutual fans.
Yeah. And people are cool for the most part. Like, I feel like I've sent a lot of cold emails and DMs, and 80% of the time people have a really nice thing to say and will respond like thoroughly and well, or they just won't respond.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Right. There's truly no harm in just saying giving someone a compliment.
Yeah. No. Except I did email Don Cheadle and he said, lose my fucking email.
Yeah.
Notorious asshole.
We emailed him a lot.
I email him once a day.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you got to. I mean, if you're truly the real fans know the best way to get in touch with somebody you like is to never stop emailing them.
Oh, right. Don Cheadle at emails.com.
Right.
Yeah, Don Gmail.
Don Gmail at
cheadle.com. And then the U.S. tour is just kind of all over, right?
We're going all over.
Yeah.
We're driving. It's the first time that we're just getting into a van and driving to the United States.
So you're doing van plus hotels.
Van plus hotels, occasional Airbnb.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, we're going to the East Coast. We're going to Texas. We're going to Chicago. We're going to the Midwest. We're
playing very exciting 930 Club in DC, which is a venue we're fans of.
Yes.
Yeah, legendary venue. Yeah.
Venue. And Bowery Ballroom, which is a bucket list venue.
Oh, dude, I grew up with Bowery Ballroom for sure.
Yeah.
So
the Fillmore in Philadelphia, it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, if literally anyone comes to these shows, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That is one of the true joys of touring, is playing these venues that, especially when it's one you grew up going to, and then getting on that stage and you're like, oh shit! Like on the last NSP tour, we played Irving Plaza in New York, which is like, we were there the day after, I think it was Smashing Pumpkins, and it's just like, what the fuck is like, what? No, this doesn't make any sense. I saw shows here growing up. I can't be doing this.
And they still all had like the bits of pumpkin on the stage and stuff from when they smashed them.
Yeah, that's in their rider. They it says you can't clean up the stage after the show. The pumpkin just has to get swept off.
It's Gallagher-esque.
You have to kill all the rats, eat all that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, stage rats.
Yeah.
I as a kid, look, and I know he's not A, alive, or B, a cool guy, but I love those Gallagher videotapes as a kid, smashing giant things.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Insane. It's great.
Yeah, break a bunch of stuff. Sick.
Yeah, it's insane. And what's even crazier is the Gallagher 2.
What is that?
Oh yeah, the other special.
No, he's saying that his brother started going around.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he bought his
Gallagher TOO or number 2?
The number 2.
Oh.
He sold his brother his act for money.
I forgot about that.
Yes. Oh. And then he just went.
It's really hard to sell stuff after.
I was about to say posthumously he sold his brother's act. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So Ghost are real,
Ghost Gallagher,
and they want to make money.
And you can listen to the Mark Maron interview, right? Where, which is incredible, because Mark Maron fairly gently says something like, hey, maybe the stuff you say isn't that cool, and then Gallagher just bolts.
Well, he has a meltdown and then bolts while Maron's like, come on, Gallagher. Which is just an objectively funny thing to say. Come on, Gallagher.
Yeah. Come on, Gallagher. Come on, Gallagher. Yeah, I haven't heard that.
Wow.
Check that out.
Check that
That's
out.
amazing.
It's good. I don't even like Maron, but I love that episode.
Okay.
You want to listen to the full episode together right now on the podcast?
That's a good 100%. It's a good use of our time.
The peak podcasting is just listening to another podcast and contributing no commentary.
Work smarter, you know?
Yeah.
Are you guys back in the studio anytime soon?
No,
probably not until the new year, honestly, just because the tours.
It's constant tour, but I'm sure we'll be writing while we're hanging, and we have a few new tunes and one very long tune that people will get to see on this tour.
But now I'm wondering, how do we sell our act to 3 other guys so that we can sort of
Wolves of Glendale 2?
Yeah.
Well, if I may, holograms.
Yes,
that's what Kiss does.
Excellent.
I know.
ABBA thing in England.
Yes,
ABBA does it. Kiss does it. We it's to say that we explored it would be would be incorrect, but someone once proposed it to us as a thing we should be doing.
That would be incredible.
Whoa.
Yeah. like a hologram act. I've never seen any of these, but I hear the ABBA one is amazing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. We're not going to have time to see it probably, but I would love to see that at some point in my life. I'm saying I have a brother. Tom has a brother.
I have a sister.
You have a sister.
Looks exactly like me.
My Glendale too.
My brother's a lot stronger than me too, and he knows how to play rugby, which is like immediate.
Oh, that's great.
It's like
that's a huge positive.
Way cooler than me.
He has hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, and he's a doctor.
Do you know this thing about the zombies? Do you know what I'm about to say? So the zombies, famous band. Apparently, so they're British, right? After I think they broke up or whatever in the 60s, and then some guy in Texas was like, well, I'm just going to tour a band and tell everybody they're the zombies, and starts touring this band as the zombies in like the late 60s. Awesome. They tour as the zombies. I believe someone else does the same thing at the same time. This never gets back. And the crazy part is this version of the zombies releases two guys from ZZ Top are in it, first of all.
What?
Yeah,
there were only 2 guys in ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Most of ZZ Top was in the knockoff zombies.
ZZ Top?
Yeah, so Dusty, I forget the other ZZ Top guy.
Yeah.
So they tour as the zombies, and also, I believe, release a hit song.
Incredible.
Credited to the zombies. Yeah, look it up. I may be getting some of the details wrong, but I think that's right.
I want to see a movie about this. That's
cool. There is a podcast that I haven't listened to currently out about this. It's called something like The True Story of the Fake Zombies. And it's like, I guess it's like kind of a known thing that some enterprising dude in Texas in the 60s was like, man, I won't know the difference.
I can be the zombies myself.
But that would be, I think, so my point is you should get another band that tours just as Wolves of Glendale, tour at the same time.
Yeah. Or we never have to tour. We just hang out, watch movies.
Right.
That's right.
Eat chocolate. Somebody else tours.
Cash them checks. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we pay them way lower.
Don't pay them. They'll do it for free.
They'll do it for free. They're fans.
Yeah, exposure.
That's right. Yeah, it's a good philosophy is to see how much free shit you can con out of people.
Yes. Amen, brother.
Amen. Well said.
If there's one thing we took from this podcast, it's
con people.
Con your way to the top.
That's right. You heard it from Ninja Brian himself.
Right.
Get shit for free.
Lie. Constantly lie.
Well, I had something else written down here. Oh yeah, I was curious. First of all, how much more time do you guys have?
5 minutes.
Probably 5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes.
Okay. Well, then you know what? I'm not going to go into a whole thing. I was going to ask about...
I have an important last question, which is what's the best flavor of popcorners?
Oh, there we go.
It's easy.
There's only one answer, Leighton.
And I think you know what it is.
I've never had popcorners.
Oh, okay.
Oh, kettle corn is the answer.
Kettle corn.
It's kettle corn. Second is not close.
And here's the thing, though. All the other flavors are good.
Yeah, you can't miss, actually.
What are the other flavors? Yeah, hit us.
I think they have a sour cream and onion one. I'm always a fan of that flavor, kind of just universally.
There's a queso one.
The queso
orange
one.
bag queso flavor, red bag kettle corn, purple bag cinnamon sugar,
blue bag
green
salt,
bag sour cream, blue bag salt. Correct.
Are you familiar? This is something I only learned about once I started dating and then married a Midwesterner. Chicago mix. Do you know what this is?
No,
tell us.
But I love Chicago.
It is a mix of popcorn, which is regular butter, cheese, cheddar cheese, and caramel popcorn, all mixed into one thing.
I didn't know that it was called that, but I remember seeing those tubs of all three.
Yes.
When I was young and being given the worst food.
Yes. There was a store in Florida called Pop's Corn. Okay. That sold Chicago style.
That's awesome.
Popcorn buckets.
That's cool.
I remember they would give it to us at school.
We're going to be having that in Chicago when we played the Outset.
Oh, nice.
Whatever it is.
I think it may have been that term may have been invented by the store Candyland in St. Paul, but I could be wrong.
So is that Candyland doing like the board game? It's doing the zombies.
Yep.
But for the board game.
That's exactly right. Cool. Well, I know you guys got to go. but this was awesome.
I wish we could say this is very fun.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I meant to tell you actually. So we did a little live stream yesterday and just leaked to the people on the stream that you guys would be on the show. And the number of people that were like, "Holy shit, Wolves of Glendale, what?"
Really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I meant to take a screenshot and I forgot. Am I wrong, Layden? Did you see this? The reaction?
I did see it. And I think especially for the concentrated small audience that the stream had, that's particularly impressive.
Wow. Yeah.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
Well, thank you to them for being kind.
Yeah.
Well, and thank you guys for being generous with your time and hanging out with us. It's a joy to meet you, and I would like to come see you guys when you're in town.
Well, you're not allowed, and I'm sorry about that.
You won't be in
understandable.
They do have a very strict no girls allowed policy, unfortunately.
No girls allowed.
No girls allowed tour.
Yeah. Actually, that is a really, really funny tour. I like that tour idea. I had a proposal for NSP, which was rejected. I have a partner in NSP who doesn't like fun or funny things, unfortunately. Nevertheless, the band survives. My proposal for a tour was the House Lights On tour. And you never turn off the house lights the whole time.
I will say, I recently watched a video of Prince at the Staples Center. House lights on.
The whole time?
The whole time. 12 million views. One of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Wow.
I
got to see that.
It does that at the end of their shows too, so anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And sometimes I'll even watch videos of Space Mountain on-ride videos.
Oh, dude, I
Cool.
definitely watch those. I can't do roller coasters, but I love watching the videos, and especially when you can see all the infrastructure.
Why are you both watching this?
Because they're cool.
Because they're cool.
Yeah,
all right.
guys, I have news.
Keeping up with on the
podcast.
So when people want to come see you on tour, where do they go? What's the website?
wolvesofglendale.com.
Cool.
You'll see live dates at the top.
It's all there. wolvesofglendale.com for all your needs. Even if you just want to like buy a gift for a friend, or if you want to buy tickets to the movies or something, wolvesofglendale.com.
That's great. Yeah,
if you want, like Yahoo Finance, it all links to there. So
yeah, that's your home base.
Right. If you want us to invest your money, you can just PayPal us through a link on the site. And we'll put it wherever we want.
Or if you want to design your own website, right?
Squarespace.com, and when you're ready, 10% off. Go to
wolvesofglendale.com.
It's still active, and I did check. About 10 years ago, I bought the website buttsex.info, which links now to the NSP page. It's the active thing. I pay like $15 a year for buttsex.info. That just goes straight to the NSP YouTube page.
Nice.
Yeah, really smart.
Really good.
Yeah, you can put that on business cards.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you.
Everyone, thank you for listening to this show.
I want to talk to you for a minute, Layden. Let's just hang back. These guys got to go, but we can do a little.
Well, no. I wanted to say before they leave, for the Patreon, where you can watch a video version of this episode as well as access weekly minisodes, you can go to wolvesofglendale.com.
Yeah, perfect.
And if you want to send a Venmo transaction of any kind to a friend of yours or family member, you can go to wolvesofglendale.com.
And maybe you're jealous of Layden's awesome gaming chair and you want one for yourself. You can get the exact replica at wolvesofglendale.com.
Is that hold on? Is that a cyberpunk gaming chair?
It's a cyberpunk 2077.
Dude, that is cool as hell.
Are you a cyberpunk guy? Because Layden is like a super cyberpunk person.
I have cyberpunk on my Steam Deck right now, and I haven't touched it.
A, Steam Deck rules. B, enjoy the shit out of that game. It's the best.
Fuck yeah, we're about to go on tour. Maybe that's where I'll spend all of my time, even during the show.
Love that.
That's the way.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. Thank you so much,
guys.
Very fun. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Take it easy. Thanks.
Bye. Awesome.
What a treat. Are we?
Wait, there we go.
There we go. That's better. Are we still in the episode?
I think we're still in the episode because I don't know. Do you want to talk about any segments or anything?
Well, Brian, as I told you when we got on this call, I didn't prepare segments because we recorded.
Well, that's
yesterday,
why I want to do them, right?
And I blew my segment load yesterday.
Now see, Layden, you really paint a picture with words.
I know.
Yep.
I know. That's my job. That's what I do professionally.
You blew a load of segment all over.
Yeah, I did. Because in the time since we've recorded yesterday, I have pretty much, after we finished recording, I took off my makeup and I played Dead by Daylight, and then I did that until like midnight, with a little bit of parallel gaming on a Discord call with Aaron and Susie, and then I woke up this morning, and I drank coffee, and I played Dead by Daylight, and then I got on this call to record this episode. So it's an exciting, glamorous life that we lead here.
It's a gamer lifestyle.
It is a gamer lifestyle in my sweet cyberpunk gaming chair from Secret Lab.
I want you, now we mentioned this before, can you look at our gamer Discord and describe the image that I uploaded there?
This is what we've stooped to, is scrubbing your content from the...
I like this image a lot because I feel like it has
too.
Everything that I could possibly want in it.
It really, like, if someone told me that this was made as a meme, it would feel too on the nose, but it's the fact that that it's real. So the image that we're looking at, it's a black screen. At the very top, all caps. I don't know how to also convey the like color coding here because it's an important part of this. But the top line, the headline here is "Too dark equals fingers too wet."
And two is like a sky blue.
Yes.
Dark is yellow, like a bumblebee yellow, I would say.
As a cyberpunk chair yellow.
Yes, indeed. Equals might be yellow or might be a little orange from the...
It's a little orange, yeah.
It's a little orange, right? Fingers is once again sky blue, and then too wet is back to bumblebee yellow, cyberpunk yellow.
Yeah, and then the rest of the image, I think most prominently is a hand in black and white, and I guess I'm not in the right orientation of the camera, but imagine if my hand was...
It's a right hand
turned the other way, but it's in black and white.
Yep.
Nothing else in the image is in black and white.
Nope.
It is glistening, and then off of the pinky there is a
there it
tasteful little drop of
That's
liquid.
A wet hand. It's so wet. Oh, look how wet it is.
And that hand is reaching down for a very abnormally small box of Kleenex.
It's about to... Well, is it reaching for the Kleenex, or is it just...
gesturing towards the Kleenex?
Or it looks like it's about to cup something with its wetness. It's like this hand is wet. And I'm going to say this hand looks relatively masculine. So let's say it's a dude hand, maybe. Hard to tell. But I'm getting a kind of masculine vibe from this hand, from this wet hand. So whatever this guy was doing to get his hand wet, I don't want to know. It's actually none of my business. And I wouldn't even ask. Even if I met this guy, I wouldn't shake his hand because I don't want to get my hand that wet. But I'm interested what this person did to get their hand so wet. But who knows? But I think this wet hand, is coming down from heaven. Maybe it's even the hand of God coming down wetly from heaven, dripping moisture / life all over the surface of the earth. And it's moving towards a box of tissues for sure.
Yeah, and there are also 2 additional figures in this photo. So on the left side...
What are their names?
On the left side, we have the silhouette of a young woman, I suppose, sort of in the style of one of those optical illusions where it's like, ooh, this way she's an old lady, the other way she's a young woman. But with the label, again in sky blue, all caps, applicant. Then on the other side, in a completely different style.
What? Actually, this woman, do you know who she reminds me of?
Who?
Patty Harrison. Can you see it? You're getting a
see
Patty Harrison vibe from this woman.
Yeah, I mean, I think that vibe has to do with the general tone and word choice of this image as well.
I think that doesn't hurt. Yes, right.
Anyway, on the other side of the image is in a completely different style of clip art, is like a Windows XP little guy. He doesn't have a face or features. He could really be anybody. And he's got a tie on, and then a JPEG of a laptop. He's holding it. So
and
in
what's
this
his name?
In this world, the man has no features, but the laptop is hyper realistic, which, speaks to the world building here. Anyway, this guy's name is Operator.
And he's wearing what can only be described as a Donald Trump suit.
I would go for a blue shirt with an upside down exclamation mark.
Oh, you know what? That does look like that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
That's
what ties look like.
And so I have to go get fingerprinted as part of it. If I want to
Brian
volunteer at
violated
Audrey's
his
school.
parole again.
Well, how can you not? It's just so fun. Like I don't even have any reason to violate it. I like the idea of being a parole violator. So I have to go get fingerprinted.
The way that the monitor flatters your ankles.
And it feels great, Leighton. Not only does it look good, it feels good too, and it's good for me.
There's something about every time that you turn into something into like, and it's good for me, really gets me. You've done it multiple times on this show.
It's a go-to that I really like. So this image, I had to make an appointment to get fingerprinted, and part of the application process was filling out this web form. Watch this video, and you cannot get to the end of the web form unless you have watched the entire video. Like the next button is grayed out until you get to the end of this video. So I had to watch guess how long this video was to describe how to get fingerprinted. That was mandatory to watch.
7 minutes.
Thankfully not. It was only 4, but still.
That's excessive. 30 seconds max. Come on.
And by the way, all this information is repeated in text later on and it's literally like, put your fingers on the screen. That's it. By the way, your fingers can also be too dry for this machine. There's a crucial moisture window that you have to abide within. That like it, goes for fingers too dry. Can you guess what the advice is? If your fingers are too dry, and you're not going to like it.
Do you lick them?
I mean, a gentleman never kisses a doll. No, you're supposed to lotion them. If your fingers are too dry, you're supposed to apply lotion. Is that lotion provided? I don't know. Luckily, I can't believe they didn't
put the lotion in this image. I mean, it really would have completed the.
It's not dripping lotion. I don't know what that substance is, but it ain't lotion. Lotion ain't clear like that.
No, it certainly isn't. No, it's not.
I know from lotion.
The last time that I had to get fingerprinted, I was not super thrilled about that. I actually believe that we didn't use lotion. It was hand sanitizer because this was like peak COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one way to get your hands wet.
But that's why I burned off all of my fingerprints afterwards, because what are they gonna do about that?
Government ain't gonna trace you no more. That's true.
Next the teeth are going next. Like, come on, good luck.
Are you gonna replace them with like new teeth or dentures? And where will you get the teeth?
That's a good question. I think that I might get like some like rib teeth.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
nice.
know.
Yeah, get some side choppers.
Just some side choppers, yeah.
I like
doing a little masticating with my side. I'll just sidle up to a table and like at a party, here's the buffet, and then
I thought I got in trouble for public mastication.
Well, yeah, that's why you got to get your fingers printed.
That's why I can't go to the library anymore. All right. I think that's probably, now that we got that.
The very important information out of the way, that you extended the episode just so we could talk about this image.
Do you have anything? We didn't do segments. We didn't do
we didn't,
what's poppin'. We didn't do Peaches. I prepared because I'm responsible.
I'm obviously not. And I'll own that. What's behind this screen? Parole violations.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right. Well, this was a fun episode. Atypical, but that's
us, baby.
That's right. That once you fall into a rhythm, what you have to do is defy expectations in order to keep people on their toes. But I am thrilled we had Wolves of Glendale on. I am a genuine fan of those guys. I love
we've been trying to do this for years now, huh?
Yeah, I mentioned them a while back, and I saw other people on the Discord mentioning them, and I'm glad it happened. And please, I'm going to try to go see this show in LA in December, and I encourage everyone to go see them as well, because I bet they're amazing live, and I will be able to tell you that they are when I see them in December.
Amazing.
So get those tickets at buttsex.info now.
Excellent.
It's actually, wait, I can't do that to them. I can't do them dirty like that. It's wolvesofglendale.com.
Right. And for all of your late night needs, wolvesofglendale.com.
Yeah, indeed.
See you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.